Ibanez clubbed 2 home runs in last night's 9-4 win over the Twins. Richie Sexson hit his 20th home run of the season, and Kenji Jojima also went deep. Winning pitcher Horacio Ramirez gave up 4 runs in 7+ innings to increase his record to 8-4. The win put the Mariners a season-high 18 games over 500 and in sole possession of the AL wildcard lead. Minnesota starter Matt Garza hit the post-game spread early as he gave up 4 bombs in just 2+ innings last night. His record drops to 2-4 on the season. Twins first baseman Justin Morneau had a good night, though. He went 3 for 4 with an RBI, but Minnesota fell to 500 on the season, 6.5 games behind Cleveland in the AL Central. Veteran lefty Jared Washburn is on the hill tonight for the Mariners. Took a heartbreaking 1-0 loss to these Twins last time out. He hasn't won since Independence Day, going 0-4 with 3 no decisions over that stretch. Scott Baker goes tonight for the Twins in his last outing. He scattered 8 hits in 6+ innings in a no decision. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 4.5 in 2 career starts against Seattle. Ichiro was just nominated for the Hank Aaron Award, given to the best offensive performer in each league. He's on pace for his 7th straight 200-hit season and sports a .346 batting average with 34 stolen bases. Joe Mauer's double in the 5th inning last night snapped an 0-for-17 skid. He also added a single to raise his average to .298. Mauer won the AL batting crown last year with a .347 average. It's the Mariners and the Twins. Washburn against Baker. Game time set for 7:10 p.m. And you can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern. The Seattle Mariners go head-to-head with the Minnesota Twins in Game 2 of their 3-game set in Minneapolis. Lefty Jared Washburn gets the call for the M's. Scott Baker on the mound for the Twins. Game time in the Twin Cities set for 7:10. Batting .431 with 9 home runs this month, Raul Ibanez continued his hot hitting.
That's hit well to left, and Rondell White goes back. It's gone. A home run for Ibanez. It's the second allowed by Garza.
Ibanez with his 14th home run of the year gives the Mariners an early 2-0 lead.
Ibanez clubbed 2 home runs in last night's 9-4 win over the Twins. Richie Sexson hit his 20th home run of the season, and Kenji Jojima also went deep. Winning pitcher Horacio Ramirez gave up 4 runs in 7+ innings to increase his record to 8-4. The win put the Mariners a season-high 18 games over 500 and in sole possession of the AL wildcard lead. Minnesota starter Matt Garza hit the post-game spread early as he gave up 4 bombs in just 2+ innings last night. His record drops to 2-4 on the season. Twins first baseman Justin Morneau had a good night, though. He went 3 for 4 with an RBI, but Minnesota fell to 500 on the season, 6.5 games behind Cleveland in the AL Central. Veteran lefty Jared Washburn is on the hill tonight for the Mariners. Took a heartbreaking 1-0 loss to these Twins last time out. He hasn't won since Independence Day, going 0-4 with 3 no decisions over that stretch. Scott Baker goes tonight for the Twins in his last outing. He scattered 8 hits in 6+ innings in a no decision. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 4.5 in 2 career starts against Seattle. Ichiro was just nominated for the Hank Aaron Award, given to the best offensive performer in each league. He's on pace for his 7th straight 200-hit season and sports a .346 batting average with 34 stolen bases. Joe Mauer's double in the 5th inning last night snapped an 0-for-17 skid. He also added a single to raise his average to .298. Mauer won the AL batting crown last year with a .347 average. It's the Mariners and the Twins. Washburn against Baker. Game time set for 7:10 p.m. And you can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern. The Seattle Mariners go head-to-head with the Minnesota Twins in Game 2 of their 3-game set in Minneapolis. Lefty Jared Washburn gets the call for the M's. Scott Baker on the mound for the Twins. Game time in the Twin Cities set for 7:10. Batting .431 with 9 home runs this month, Raul Ibanez continued his hot hitting.
That's hit well to left, and Rondell White goes back. It's gone. A home run for Ibanez. It's the second allowed by Garza.
Ibanez with his 14th home run of the year gives the Mariners an early 2-0 lead.
Ibanez clubbed 2 home runs in last night's 9-4 win over the Twins. Richie Sexson hit his 20th home run of the season, and Kenji Jojima also went deep. Winning pitcher Horacio Ramirez gave up 4 runs in 7+ innings to increase his record to 8-4. The win put the Mariners a season-high 18 games over 500 and in sole possession of the AL wildcard lead. Minnesota starter Matt Garza hit the post-game spread early as he gave up 4 bombs in just 2+ innings last night. His record drops to 2-4 on the season. Twins first baseman Justin Morneau had a good night, though. He went 3 for 4 with an RBI, but Minnesota fell to 500 on the season, 6.5 games behind Cleveland in the AL Central. Veteran lefty Jared Washburn is on the hill tonight for the Mariners. Took a heartbreaking 1-0 loss to these Twins last time out. He hasn't won since Independence Day, going 0-4 with 3 no decisions over that stretch. Scott Baker goes tonight for the Twins in his last outing. He scattered 8 hits and 6+ innings in a no decision. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 4.5 in 2 career starts against Seattle. Ichiro was just nominated for the Hank Aaron Award, given to the best offensive performer in each league. He's on pace for his 7th straight 200-hit season and sports a .346 batting average with 34 stolen bases. Joe Mauer's double in the 5th inning last night snapped an 0-for-17 skid. He also added a single to raise his average to .298. Mauer won the AL batting crown last year with a .347 average. It's the Mariners and the Twins. Washburn against Baker. Game time set for 7:10 p.m. And you can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern. The Seattle Mariners go head-to-head with the Minnesota Twins in Game 2 of their 3-game set in Minneapolis. Lefty Jared Washburn gets the call for the M's. Scott Baker on the mound for the Twins. Game time in the Twin Cities set for 7:10. Batting .431 with 9 home runs this month, Raul Ibanez continued his hot hitting.
That's hit well to left, and Rondell White goes back. It's gone. A home run for Ibanez. It's the second allowed by Garza.
Ibanez with his 14th home run of the year gives the Mariners an early 2-0 lead.
Ibanez clubbed 2 home runs in last night's 9-4 win over the Twins. Richie Sexson hit his 20th home run of the season, and Kenji Jojima also went deep. Winning pitcher Horacio Ramirez gave up 4 runs in 7+ innings to increase his record to 8-4. The win put the Mariners a season-high 18 games over 500 and in sole possession of the AL wildcard lead. Minnesota starter Matt Garza hit the post-game spread early as he gave up 4 bombs in just 2+ innings last night. His record drops to 2-4 on the season. Twins first baseman Justin Morneau had a good night, though. He went 3 for 4 with an RBI, but Minnesota fell to 500 on the season, 6.5 games behind Cleveland in the AL Central. Veteran lefty Jared Washburn is on the hill tonight for the Mariners. Took a heartbreaking 1-0 loss to these Twins last time out. He hasn't won since Independence Day, going 0-4 with 3 no decisions over that stretch. Scott Baker goes tonight for the Twins in his last outing. He scattered 8 hits and 6+ innings in a no decision. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 4.5 in 2 career starts against Seattle. Ichiro was just nominated for the Hank Aaron Award, given to the best offensive performer in each league. He's on pace for his 7th straight 200-hit season and sports a .346 batting average with 34 stolen bases. Joe Mauer's double in the 5th inning last night snapped an 0-for-17 skid. He also added a single to raise his average to .298. Mauer won the AL batting crown last year with a .347 average. It's the Mariners and the Twins. Washburn against Baker. Game time set for 7:10 p.m. And you can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern. The Seattle Mariners go head-to-head with the Minnesota Twins in Game 2 of their 3-game set in Minneapolis. Lefty Jared Washburn gets the call for the M's. Scott Baker on the mound for the Twins. Game time in the Twin Cities set for 7:10. Batting .431 with 9 home runs this month, Raul Ibanez continued his hot hitting.
That's hit well to left, and Rondell White goes back. It's gone. A home run for Ibanez. It's the second allowed by Garza.
Ibanez with his 14th home run of the year gives the Mariners an early 2-0 lead.
Ibanez clubbed 2 home runs in last night's 9-4 win over the Twins. Richie Sexson hit his 20th home run of the season, and Kenji Jojima also went deep. Winning pitcher Horacio Ramirez gave up 4 runs in 7+ innings to increase his record to 8-4. The win put the Mariners a season-high 18 games over 500 and in sole possession of the AL wildcard lead. Minnesota starter Matt Garza hit the post-game spread early as he gave up 4 bombs in just 2+ innings last night. His record drops to 2-4 on the season. Twins first baseman Justin Morneau had a good night, though. He went 3 for 4 with an RBI, but Minnesota fell to 500 on the season, 6.5 games behind Cleveland in the AL Central. Veteran lefty Jared Washburn is on the hill tonight for the Mariners. Took a heartbreaking 1-0 loss to these Twins last time out. He hasn't won since Independence Day, going 0-4 with 3 no decisions over that stretch. Scott Baker goes tonight for the Twins in his last outing. He scattered 8 hits and 6+ innings in a no decision. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 4.5 in 2 career starts against Seattle. Ichiro was just nominated for the Hank Aaron Award, given to the best offensive performer in each league. He's on pace for his 7th straight 200-hit season and sports a .346 batting average with 34 stolen bases. Joe Mauer's double in the 5th inning last night snapped an 0-for-17 skid. He also added a single to raise his average to .298. Mauer won the AL batting crown last year with a .347 average. It's the Mariners and the Twins. Washburn against Baker. Game time set for 7:10 p.m. And you can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern. The Seattle Mariners go head-to-head with the Minnesota Twins in Game 2 of their 3-game set in Minneapolis. Lefty Jared Washburn gets the call for the M's. Scott Baker on the mound for the Twins. Game time in the Twin Cities set for 7:10. Batting .431 with 9 home runs this month, Raul Ibanez continued his hot hitting.
That's hit well to left, and Rondell White goes back. It's gone. A home run for Ibanez. It's the second allowed by Garza.
Ibanez with his 14th home run of the year gives the Mariners an early 2-0 lead.
Ibanez clubbed 2 home runs in last night's 9-4 win over the Twins. Richie Sexson hit his 20th home run of the season, and Kenji Jojima also went deep. Winning pitcher Horacio Ramirez gave up 4 runs in 7+ innings to increase his record to 8-4. The win put the Mariners a season-high 18 games over .500 and in sole possession of the AL wildcard lead. Minnesota starter Matt Garza hit the postgame spread early as he gave up 4 bombs in just 2+ innings last night. His record drops to 2-4 on the season. Twins first baseman Justin Morneau had a good night, though. He went 3 for 4 with an RBI, but Minnesota fell to .500 on the season, 6.5 games behind Cleveland in the AL Central. Veteran lefty Jared Washburn is on the hill tonight for the Mariners. Took a heartbreaking 1-0 loss to these Twins last time out. He hasn't won since Independence Day, going 0-4 with 3 no decisions over that stretch. Scott Baker goes tonight for the Twins in his last outing. He scattered 8 hits and 6+ innings in a no decision. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 4.5 in 2 career starts against Seattle. Ichiro was just nominated for the Hank Aaron Award, given to the best offensive performer in each league. He's on pace for his 7th straight 200-hit season and sports a .346 batting average with 34 stolen bases. Joe Mauer's double in the 5th inning last night snapped an 0-for-17 skid. He also added a single to raise his average to .298. Mauer won the AL batting crown last year with a .347 average. It's the Mariners and the Twins. Washburn against Baker. Game time set for 7:10 p.m. And you can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern. The Seattle Mariners go head-to-head with the Minnesota Twins in Game 2 of their 3-game set in Minneapolis. Lefty Jared Washburn gets the call for the M's. Scott Baker on the mound for the Twins. Game time in the Twin Cities set for 7:10. Batting .431 with 9 home runs this month, Raul Ibanez continued his hot hitting.
That's hit well to left, and Rondell White goes back. It's gone. A home run for Ibanez. It's the second allowed by Garza.
Ibanez with his 14th home run of the year gives the Mariners an early 2-0 lead.
Ibanez clubbed 2 home runs in last night's 9-4 win over the Twins. Richie Sexson hit his 20th home run of the season, and Kenji Jojima also went deep. Winning pitcher Horacio Ramirez gave up 4 runs in 7+ innings to increase his record to 8-4. The win put the Mariners a season-high 18 games over .500 and in sole possession of the AL wildcard lead. Minnesota starter Matt Garza hit the postgame spread early as he gave up 4 bombs in just 2+ innings last night. His record drops to 2-4 on the season. Twins first baseman Justin Morneau had a good night, though. He went 3 for 4 with an RBI, but Minnesota fell to .500 on the season, 6.5 games behind Cleveland in the AL Central. Veteran lefty Jared Washburn is on the hill tonight for the Mariners. Took a heartbreaking 1-0 loss to these Twins last time out. He hasn't won since Independence Day, going 0-4 with 3 no decisions over that stretch. Scott Baker goes tonight for the Twins in his last outing. He scattered 8 hits and 6+ innings in a no decision. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 4.5 in 2 career starts against Seattle. Ichiro was just nominated for the Hank Aaron Award, given to the best offensive performer in each league. He's on pace for his 7th straight 200-hit season and and sports a .346 batting average with 34 stolen bases. Joe Mauer's double in the 5th inning last night snapped an 0 for 17 skid. He also added a single to raise his average to .298. Mauer won the AL batting crown last year with a .347 average. It's the Mariners and the Twins. Washburn against Baker. Game time set for 7:10 p.m. and you can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern. The Seattle Mariners go head-to-head with the Minnesota Twins in Game 2 of their 3-game set in Minneapolis. Lefty Jared Washburn gets the call for the M's. Scott Baker on the mound for the Twins. Game time in the Twin Cities set for 7:10. Batting .431 with 9 home runs this month, Raul Ibanez continued his hot hitting.
That's hit well to left, and Rondell White goes back. It's gone. A home run for Ibanez. It's the second allowed by Garza.
Ibanez with his 14th home run of the year gives the Mariners an early 2-0 lead.
Ibanez clubbed 2 home runs in last night's 9-4 win over the Twins. Richie Sexson hit his 20th home run of the season, and Kenji Jojima also went deep. Winning pitcher Horacio Ramirez gave up 4 runs in 7+ innings to increase his record to 8-4. The win put the Mariners a season-high 18 games over .500 and in sole possession of the AL wildcard lead. Minnesota starter Matt Garza hit the post-game spread early as he gave up 4 bombs in just 2+ innings last night. His record drops to 2-4 on the season. Twins first baseman Justin Morneau had a good night, though. He went 3 for 4 with an RBI, but Minnesota fell to .500 on the season, 6.5 games behind Cleveland in the AL Central. Veteran lefty Jared Washburn is on the hill tonight for the Mariners. Took a heartbreaking 1-0 loss to these Twins last time out. He hasn't won since Independence Day, going 0-4 with 3 no decisions over that stretch. Scott Baker goes tonight for the Twins in his last outing. He scattered 8 hits in 6+ innings in a no decision. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 4.5 in 2 career starts against Seattle. Ichiro was just nominated for the Hank Aaron Award, given to the best offensive performer in each league. He's on pace for his 7th straight 200-hit season and sports a .346 batting average with 34 stolen bases. Joe Mauer's double in the 5th inning last night snapped an 0 for 17 skid. He also added a single to raise his average to .298. Mauer won the AL batting crown last year with a .347 average. It's the Mariners and the Twins. Washburn against Baker. Game time set for 7:10 p.m. and you can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern. The Seattle Mariners go head-to-head with the Minnesota Twins in Game 2 of their 3-game set in Minneapolis. Lefty Jared Washburn gets the call for the M's. Scott Baker on the mound for the Twins. Game time in the Twin Cities set for 7:10. Batting .431 with 9 home runs this month, Raul Ibanez continued his hot hitting.
That's hit well to left, and Rondell White goes back. It's gone. A home run for Ibanez. It's the second allowed by Garza.
Ibanez with his 14th home run of the year gives the Mariners an early 2-0 lead.
Ibanez clubbed 2 home runs in last night's 9-4 win over the Twins. Richie Sexson hit his 20th home run of the season, and Kenji Jojima also went deep. Winning pitcher Horacio Ramirez gave up 4 runs in 7+ innings to increase his record to 8-4. The win put the Mariners a season-high 18 games over .500 and in sole possession of the AL wildcard lead. Minnesota starter Matt Garza hit the post-game spread early as he gave up 4 bombs in just 2+ innings last night. His record drops to 2-4 on the season. Twins first baseman Justin Morneau had a good night, though. He went 3 for 4 with an RBI, but Minnesota fell to .500 on the season, 6.5 games behind Cleveland in the AL Central. Veteran lefty Jared Washburn is on the hill tonight for the Mariners. Took a heartbreaking 1-0 loss to these Twins last time out. He hasn't won since Independence Day, going 0-4 with 3 no decisions over that stretch. Scott Baker goes tonight for the Twins in his last outing. He scattered 8 hits in 6+ innings in a no decision. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 4.5 in 2 career starts against Seattle. Ichiro was just nominated for the Hank Aaron Award, given to the best offensive performer in each league. He's on pace for his 7th straight 200-hit season and sports a .346 batting average with 34 stolen bases. Joe Mauer's double in the 5th inning last night snapped an 0 for 17 skid. He also added a single to raise his average to .298. Mauer won the AL batting crown last year with a .347 average. It's the Mariners and the Twins. Washburn against Baker. Game time set for 7:10 p.m. and you can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern. The Seattle Mariners go head-to-head with the Minnesota Twins in Game 2 of their three-game set in Minneapolis. Lefty Jared Washburn gets the call for the M's. Scott Baker on the mound for the Twins. Game time in the Twin Cities set for 7:10. Batting .431 with 9 home runs this month, Raul Ibanez continued his hot hitting.
That's hit well to left, and Rondell White goes back. It's gone. A home run for Ibanez. It's the second allowed by Garza.
Ibanez with his 14th home run of the year gives the Mariners an early 2-0 lead.
Ibanez clubbed 2 home runs in last night's 9-4 win over the Twins. Richie Sexson hit his 20th home run of the season, and Kenji Jojima also went deep. Winning pitcher Horacio Ramirez gave up 4 runs in 7+ innings to increase his record to 8-4. The win put the Mariners a season-high 18 games over 500 and in sole possession of the AL wildcard lead. Minnesota starter Matt Garza hit the post-game spread early as he gave up 4 bombs in just 2+ innings last night. His record drops to 2-4 on the season. Twins first baseman Justin Morneau had a good night, though. He went 3 for 4 with an RBI, but Minnesota fell to .500 on the season, 6.5 games behind Cleveland in the AL Central. Veteran lefty Jared Washburn is on the hill tonight for the Mariners. Took a heartbreaking 1-0 loss to these Twins last time out. He hasn't won since Independence Day, going 0-4 with 3 no decisions over that stretch. Scott Baker goes tonight for the Twins in his last outing. He scattered 8 hits and 6+ innings in a no decision. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 4.5 in 2 career starts against Seattle. Ichiro was just nominated for the Hank Aaron Award, given to the best offensive performer in each league. He's on pace for his 7th straight 200-hit season and sports a .346 batting average with 34 stolen bases. Joe Mauer's double in the 5th inning last night snapped an 0 for 17 skid. He also added a single to raise his average to .298. Mauer won the AL batting crown last year with a .347 average. It's the Mariners and the Twins. Washburn against Baker. Game time set for 7:10 p.m. And you can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern. The Seattle Mariners go head-to-head with the Minnesota Twins in Game 2 of their three-game set in Minneapolis. Lefty Jared Washburn gets the call for the M's. Scott Baker on the mound for the Twins. Game time in the Twin Cities set for 7:10. Batting .431 with 9 home runs this month, Raul Ibanez continued his hot hitting.
That's hit well to left, and Rondell White goes back. It's gone. A home run for Ibanez. It's the second allowed by Garza.
Ibanez with his 14th home run of the year gives the Mariners an early 2-0 lead.
Ibanez clubbed 2 home runs in last night's 9-4 win over the Twins. Richie Sexson hit his 20th home run of the season, and Kenji Jojima also went deep. Winning pitcher Horacio Ramirez gave up 4 runs in 7+ innings to increase his record to 8-4. The win put the Mariners a season-high 18 games over 500 and in sole possession of the AL wildcard lead. Minnesota starter Matt Garza hit the post-game spread early as he gave up 4 bombs in just 2+ innings last night. His record drops to 2-4 on the season. Twins first baseman Justin Morneau had a good night, though. He went 3 for 4 with an RBI, but Minnesota fell to .500 on the season, 6.5 games behind Cleveland in the AL Central. Veteran lefty Jared Washburn is on the hill tonight for the Mariners. Took a heartbreaking 1-0 loss to these Twins last time out. He hasn't won since Independence Day, going 0-4 with 3 no decisions over that stretch. Scott Baker goes tonight for the Twins in his last outing. He scattered 8 hits and 6+ innings in a no decision. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 4.5 in 2 career starts against Seattle. Ichiro was just nominated for the Hank Aaron Award, given to the best offensive performer in each league. He's on pace for his 7th straight 200-hit season and sports a .346 batting average with 34 stolen bases. Joe Mauer's double in the 5th inning last night snapped an 0 for 17 skid. He also added a single to raise his average to .298. Mauer won the AL batting crown last year with a .347 average. It's the Mariners and the Twins. Washburn against Baker. Game time set for 7:10 p.m. And you can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern. The Seattle Mariners go head-to-head with the Minnesota Twins in Game 2 of their three-game set in Minneapolis. Lefty Jared Washburn gets the call for the M's. Scott Baker on the mound for the Twins. Game time in the Twin Cities set for 7:10. Batting .431 with 9 home runs this month, Raul Ibanez continued his hot hitting.
That's hit well to left, and Rondell White goes back. It's gone. A home run for Ibanez. It's the second allowed by Garza.
Ibanez with his 14th home run of the year gives the Mariners an early 2-0 lead.
Ibanez clubbed 2 home runs in last night's 9-4 win over the Twins. Richie Sexson hit his 20th home run of the season, and Kenji Jojima also went deep. Winning pitcher Horacio Ramirez gave up 4 runs in 7+ innings to increase his record to 8-4. The win put the Mariners a season-high 18 games over 500 and in sole possession of the AL wildcard lead. Minnesota starter Matt Garza hit the postgame spread early as he gave up 4 bombs in just 2+ innings last night. His record drops to 2-4 on the season. Twins first baseman Justin Morneau had a good night, though. He went 3 for 4 with an RBI, but Minnesota fell to 500 on the season, 6.5 games behind Cleveland in the AL Central. Veteran lefty Jared Washburn is on the hill tonight for the Mariners. Took a heartbreaking 1-0 loss to these Twins last time out. He hasn't won since Independence Day, going 0-4 with 3 no decisions over that stretch. Scott Baker goes tonight for the Twins in his last outing. He scattered 8 hits in 6+ innings in a no decision. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 4.5 in 2 career starts against Seattle. Ichiro was just nominated for the Hank Aaron Award, given to the best offensive performer in each league. He's on pace for his 7th straight 200-hit season and sports a .346 batting average with 34 stolen bases. Joe Mauer's double in the 5th inning last night snapped an 0-for-17 skid. He also added a single to raise his average to .298. Mauer won the AL batting crown last year with a .347 average. It's the Mariners and the Twins. Washburn against Baker. Game time set for 7:10 p.m. And you can see it live on MLB.tv beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern. The Seattle Mariners go head-to-head with the Minnesota Twins in Game 2 of their 3-game set in Minneapolis. Lefty Jared Washburn gets the call for the M's. Scott Baker on the mound for the Twins. Game time in the Twin Cities set for 7:10. Batting .431 with 9 home runs this month, Raul Ibanez continued his hot hitting.
That's hit well to left, and Rondell White goes back. It's gone. A home run for Ibanez. It's the second allowed by Garza.
Ibanez with his 14th home run of the year gives the Mariners an early 2-0 lead.
Ibanez clubbed 2 home runs in last night's 9-4 win over the Twins. Richie Sexson hit his 20th home run of the season, and Kenji Jojima also went deep. Winning pitcher Horacio Ramirez gave up 4 runs in 7+ innings to increase his record to 8-4. The win put the Mariners a season-high 18 games over 500 and in sole possession of the AL wildcard lead. Minnesota starter Matt Garza hit the postgame spread early as he gave up 4 bombs in just 2+ innings last night. His record drops to 2-4 on the season. Twins first baseman Justin Morneau had a good night, though. He went 3 for 4 with an RBI, but Minnesota fell to 500 on the season, 6.5 games behind Cleveland in the AL Central. Veteran lefty Jared Washburn is on the hill tonight for the Mariners. Took a heartbreaking 1-0 loss to these Twins last time out. He hasn't won.
Baseball seems to bring out the kid in everybody. As broadcasters, we're still kids at heart, having the privilege to work in the game we love. From hot dogs to Cracker Jacks, it's all about the experience in the stands. Tonight, we say goodbye to the booth and hello to the fans in the stands, where we hope to dance the night away. Game 2 with the Mariners is next on FSN North. Time is running out on the Twins. They can ill afford to lose series, so they'll need to win tonight and tomorrow to win this series with the Seattle Mariners. And to change the luck, perhaps, we have vacated the booth behind home plate, and we moved out to left field. Twins need some home run balls. Maybe we'll be some baseball magnets out here. Yeah! Dick Bramer and Burt Lyman as the Twins and Mariners meet in Game 2. We're going to have some fun out here mingling with the fans. And we hope that the Twins can find a way to cool down the Seattle bats, which have been very hot as of late.
Well, they really have. You look at the month of August for the Seattle Mariners. They've won 12 games already this year. How have they done it? Outstanding offense. Best in the American League right now. They scored 107 runs and hit 26 home runs. So are we safe down this left field line? But it's going to be up to Scott Baker to kind of settle down that offense of the Mariners.
And he did more than that in Seattle. He pitched an outstanding ball game against the Mariners. and help the Twins win that series back on the West Coast.
Yeah, you know, Scott Baker over the last 10 starts has been pitching very consistently, and that's what they hope to get out of Scott Baker here tonight. That's the line right there for Baker against the Mariners in Seattle. Hopefully he can do exactly that here tonight, and the Twins offense can score him some runs.
And the offense has been terribly inconsistent all year long, pretty much throughout the whole batting order, but they're most consistent hitter. Their hottest hitter in August, and they hope into September, is Torii Hunter, and they hope that it's Torie's time once again to help lead this team into the playoffs.
Series continues tonight. The Twins will try to win these next 2 games to take this series from the Mariners. Back at the Metrodome, I'm Marty Gellner. It's no secret that the offense has been struggling for the Twins, and they've been looking for some kind of spark to get them out of this funk, and they may just find it from Torii Hunter, who has some great numbers, especially late in the season. In last year, after August 1st, Torii hit .286 with 15 homers. So far this season, in the first 20 days of August, he's hitting .348, couple of homers, 7 doubles, 10 knocked in. And Torii told me there's just something about the late months in baseball, making a playoff push. He said, I have a drive to win, and it motivates me like nothing else. Tonight, the Twins are hoping for that tough combination, hitting and pitching. Scott Baker will have the first pitch against the Mariners when we come back on FSN North.
your local Northland Ford dealer. By Menards. Save big money at Menards. By Treasure Island Resort and Casino. Located just miles south of Hastings. We're closer than you think. And by Aflac. Ask about it at work. Here we are at the Dome, down the left field line. We'll have a great view. We'll have a great view of whether balls are fair or foul. Right behind the foul screen. And the Twins, who've needed some home run power.
I'm a fan.
Twins who've needed some home run power. Torrey Hunter's vowed to take target practice at it.
Good.
He did give me his glove for whatever that good that's going to do us out here.
I hope it's an extra one.
The Menards batting order for the Mariners. I told Torrey Kirby used to give me his glove at Tiger Stadium, and I give it back to him, of course. And so John McLaren will send out this batting order for the Mariners, with Ichiro Suzuki leading off, then Jose Vidro, Jose Guillen, Raul Ibanez, Adrian Beltre, Richie Sexson, Kenji Jojima, one of several Seattle hitters that's really been swinging the bat well. Then Jose Lopez and Yuniesky Betancourt.
Let's take a look at the Treasure Island scouting report on Scott Baker. We showed you the numbers, making his second straight start. Very good outing against the Mariners and Jarrett Washburn, his mound opponent here tonight. And I think we saw again from Matt Garza last night, what got him in trouble was too many fastballs early on over the middle part of the plate. What he needs to do, change speeds, use that good curveball, slider, and a changeup, but control of the fastball so important.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins, with Jason Kubel back in left field. Remember, he's missed a few games because of a slight oblique muscle strain. Torrey Hunter in center. Michael Cuddyer in right field. Tommy Watkins, Nick Punto on the left side of the infield. Alexi Casilla, Justin Morneau on the right side. Mike Redmond doing the catching. And Joe Mauer catching. Actually, it's Joe Mauer who's doing the catching. So Mauer behind the plate, and Redmond is on the bench, and the designated hitter is Garrett Jones.
Always a key to the offense for the Mariners, even though the Twins have been able to keep Ichiro off the bases. It is to keep this guy off the bases. Hitting .346, second best in the American League, behind Maglio Ordonez of the Tigers.
Two of the hottest hitters in the American League, Ichiro and Vidro, and the Twins did a nice job with them last night. They just a combined 1 for 9 in the ball game. Ichiro with a base hit in 5 tries. And he drives one to right center field. Cuddyer drifting back to the gap, making the catch, one away. So Baker, who will make his second straight start against the Mariners, hoping to not have the same fate fell him that fell Matt Garza.
When's the last time we were out here? Was it a couple years ago?
A couple years ago. It's about the, 5th or 6th time, I think, that we've been out in left field.
Yeah, it's always interesting sitting out here and in the bleachers out here in left field and trying to watch the flight of that ball.
I thought that ball was gone when it left home plate. Different angle, and it's one of the great things about a baseball park. And I hesitate calling the Metrodome that, but you move around different parts of the field or the seating area, and the game looks completely different to you.
It's been a ballpark since 1982. A lot of good memories here, and I see what they mean by sitting down that left field line. Everybody having to turn their body and looking toward the mound and home plate. Here we're sitting down the left field corner, so we have a pretty good straight angle at the pitcher, and that's mainly what you're looking at is the center part of that infield. And there stands Baker trying to get it out right here of Vidro.
Chopped up the middle and into center field. So Vidro hitting right around 400 since the All-Star break. It's a base hit here with 1 out in the first.
There we are.
Yep. Bill Miller, or Jeff Kellogg, Bill Miller, the third base umpire, is going to have us looking over his shoulder, We're
going to have him move a little bit more to his right. I can't see the hitter.
Yeah. Umpires are used to having people look over their shoulders, aren't they?
All the time.
Here's Jose Guillen. And I'm going to have Torrey Hunter's glove on with every right-handed batter. It's a nice Seattle lineup with, we call them table setters. Two good ones in Ichiro and Vidro. And then the power in this Seattle lineup. Guillen with 17 home runs. Ibanez with the 15, and the number seems to climb every game with him right now.
Well, this guy here, Guillen, has been a nice addition for the Mariners. He's come in with a very good attitude. Put up the 17 home runs with 77 RBIs. 160 career home runs for Guillen, so he has power. And Vidro at first, not a threat to run.
Swing and a miss. 2-1. Baker's done a nice job when he's fallen behind in counts like that, giving a hitter something other than a fastball, mixing pitches up, mixing speeds and locations.
Baker making his third career start against the Mariners. We showed you his last start against the Mariners in Seattle. One start here last year. It was not a very good start for Baker, so he's looking to rebound from a start here at the Metrodome against the Mariners. Lost that ball game 8-2 last year.
How are we going to turn down all this food here? Hot dogs, cotton candy, nachos,
beer.
2-2 to Guillen. And a tapper foul.
Well, they want us to be fans, right?
Right.
So I think we should indulge if they come by. Pull out your wallet.
Okay. Well, we expect to be well fed and do everything a fan is supposed to do out here. Yell at the umpires, but we do that from behind home plate. Swing and a miss, I think. Yep. 2 down, and that'll bring up Ibanez. Twins doing well since the break. That's our Chrysler key stat, with the Twins hanging in the race because of the great pitching.
Yeah, they really have. The 3.59 ERA, just, behind the Toronto Blue Jays, who have been pitching very well. And, that's how you win. That's how you get back in the race, by good, solid pitching.
Here's Ibanez. A little early to be crowning such things, but if he doesn't win the American League Player of the Month award in August, it will be because he had a terrible last week. He's just ripped the cover off the ball and got a couple of home runs last night.
He's got 4 home runs. 4 of the 15 have come against the Twins so far this year. He hit one off Baker, the only run that Baker allowed last week in Seattle.
1-1.
What he did against Baker in Seattle, he got a pitch away and just went with it to left field. Right there, Baker went up and in on him. A pitch very important, especially to a guy that has power the other way. Baker shaking off the fastball, going to the slider inside.
And it's a foul lifted back and into the upper deck. A lot of Seattle hitters, and Ibanez foremost among them, getting hot at the right time. The Mariners with a convincing win last night over the Twins, and it looked like they were going to pick up a game on the Angels, but the Angels came back and won a ball game late against the Yankees.
Yeah, 7-6. So the Mariners find themselves 2 games behind the Angels.
So instead, the Mariners picked up a game on the Yankees in the wild card race, and that might prove to be just as important by season's end. And Ibanez goes after a high pitch, swing and a miss, and Baker has a good first inning. seating arrangement had them reversed and facing the other way. Here's the Menards batting order for the Twins with Alexi Casilla leading off and Joe Mauer hitting second. Good night at the plate last night for Joe. He needed that. And Hunter, Morneau, Kadire, Kubel, Watkins, Jones, and Punto.
And that lineup facing Jarrett Washburn for the second time in a week. Let's take a look at the Treasure Island Scouting Report on Washburn, making his 25th start. This is his third start against the Twins. Good success here at the Metrodome.
Ground ball hit right at Lopez. And Casilla retired, going away. Northland Ford defense for the Mariners. Adrian Beltre at third base. Betancourt, the shortstop. Lopez at second. Sexton at first. Ibanez, Suzuki, and Guillen, and Jojima behind the plate. You know, one thing that has helped Seattle get to where they are, and right now, if the season were to end, they'd be in the playoffs. They've had a fairly stable lineup. They haven't had a lot of injuries that most of the other teams have had to deal with. You look at the position players out there now, and those are their guys, the guys they want playing from August into September and beyond, they hope. A little bit low to Mauer, and it's 2-0.
Well, Washburn with a fastball, sharp slider, a changeup, and a split finger. Take a look at the Seattle players. Lopez at second, Betancourt at short, Ichiro out in center, and Jojima behind the plate, pretty strong up the middle.
2-1. Couple of hits from Mauer, and he averaged up to 298. This is one of those years for Joe where it's just seems like he's been up to 310 down to 290, and it's just been a continual slide up and down in that range, which
I think everybody got spoiled last year, Dick, by the way that Joe hit. 347, led all of baseball, first catcher ever to win the batting title and lead all of the major leagues in that department. And I mean, the guy's 2 points under 300. He's a great hitter. To hit 300 at the major league level, you got a great year. And Joe does make it look easy. And when he goes into little slumps like he did, 0 for 17, but got a couple hits in last night's game. Very disciplined at the plate. Not a lot of bad bat movement from Joe Mauer.
2-2 from Washburn. And he got him with a pitch down and away, 2 away.
Well, good hard slider right there. I mentioned Washburn has had good success here. He's 4-1 with a 2.72 ERA and 6 starts here at the Metrodome. 5-5 overall in his career. A career with the Angels and now the Mariners. See the numbers, looking for his 9th win. He'd like a win. He hasn't had a win since July 4th, 7 starts ago.
Torrey Hunter takes down and away, ball 1. Torrey promised me he'd do his best to make a scatter out here. So the cutter down and in would be his best shot. Here's a liner to left, hit right at Ibanez. So a line drive out for the 3rd out, and the Twins go down 1-2-3.
the Metrodome. And because of the Twins' offensive struggles lately, I asked Scott Baker if he feels any extra pressure to be perfect right now. And he said, honestly, it doesn't even cross my mind. And I actually attempt to be perfect in every start. So really, it makes no difference to me. But Baker has worked very hard on his concentration and on his focus. And he told me the mental part of this game for him is so very important. Bert, I figured maybe you'd be the guy to comment for us on the mental side of things.
I'll tell you what, as a starting pitcher, you get to participate in a ball game maybe once every 5 or 6 days, so you better be focused. You have to know. And the way I used to go about it, I used to look at that lineup card before the ball game, imagined everything possible in that ball game. Now you had to go out and execute it. So that day that you pitched was the most important day in your life for maybe 30 times a year. That's it.
Deep to left center. And gone. A home run for Beltre. Beltre's 20th of the year. And the Mariners, who hit 4 early against Matt Garza last night, get an early one here tonight against Scott Baker.
Well, looked like he got a fastball down and just hit it straight away center, a little bit to left center. Not a bad pitch, but Beltre very strong. And Torrey Hunter just ran out of room.
Here's Richie Sexson, hit one last night. Out in front, strike one. Sexson already has 20, with just 60 runs batted in because of a .209 batting average. Skied to deep center. Kubel going back, and that one's gone. Back-to-back solo home runs, and it's 2-0.
Gracie Anderson shaking his head right there. You have to pitch inside. You have to be aggressive, and that's what Rick Anderson wants his staff to do. But that fastball right there left up. Watch Joe. He wants that ball down, and that ball left up. The short, compact swing from the 6'8" Richie Sexson creates a lot of power.
Kenji Jojima. Jojima taps it foul.
We saw it last night, Dick. These Mariners, they come up swinging. They're not going to take a pitch here or there. Jojima in last night's ball game, after Sexson hit that home run, hit a pretty good breaking ball to the wall. Rondell White caught it right against the wall.
Well, the Mariners scored just 8 runs in the 3 games in Seattle last week. And they've clubbed already 6 home runs in this series. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Well, this is the time for the Mariners. They know right now they lead the wild card. They know that they have to catch the Angels. They'd like to go in as a division champ, but situations like this, time of the season like this, builds chemistry.
Watkins with a nice pickup, spins and fires for the first out of the inning. So Baker gets the first out of the second, and that'll bring up Jose Lopez.
This is the time of the year, really. I mean, in 1987, this is about the time of the year the Twins started to smell that they were going to win a division. You know, we started to gel together as a ball club. And that's what the Mariners, they hope they do. A lot of veterans on their ball club.
Was there a tougher managerial job taken over than the one John McLaren had to take over at midseason? Things were going great for the Mariners, but they have an 8-game winning streak. When Mike Hargrove just said, that's it, I'm done after today's game. And he stunned everybody. There's a pop-up. Morneau will chase it, but it's back in the seats.
Well, one thing Mike Hargrove did, he sat down with the ownership, then he went and talked to the players, talked to his coaching staff. And McLaren was a bullpen coach, or he was a coach, excuse me, for Mike Hargrove. So it's like the organization didn't go out and get somebody to bring him in. I mean, McLaren has been there. He was under Lou Piniella in Seattle.
One hit in our general direction.
With the right bounce. Oh, that guy got it right in the gut. He saved that whole section. Now he's showing off his gut. I think it hit him in the arm.
Liner to right center. And Hunter cuts it off, rounding first. Lopez going for second, and he's in with a awkward slide, to say the least. Third extra base hit of the inning.
He almost tried to be an ostrich right there and put his head underneath the second base bag. He's looking at the bench right now. You can see he's got his chin right there. Lopez just kind of reaching out, almost the way that Betancourt last night, a base hit off of Garza. Torrey cuts it off, but watch. Ouch.
What a face full of dirt. Boom.
They will have fun with Lopez.
But here's Yuniesky Betancourt. 2-0 Mariners. They've already gotten 4 hits in 8 at-bats against Baker.
I guarantee he comes up back into that dugout. Somebody will have a chin guard waiting for him.
Felix Hernandez enjoying it. And the pitch up high. It's 2-0. Betancourt, a very good young player, and he and Lopez have really tightened things up the middle for the Mariners. A very high 3-0 with Ichiro on deck.
Well, Betancourt, 25 years old, from Cuba. He defected from Cuba on a raft back in 2003 in his 3rd season with the Mariners.
And the first beach ball has been confiscated out here in left field. 3-1. Popped up, foul, and out of play.
I hope that beach ball comes our way.
Full count. Baker trying to fight through struggles here in the second inning.
Well, he needs to stop it right here. Okay, 2 solo home runs. That's it. Can't afford to give up any more. Needs to get an out right here with Ichiro on deck.
Bouncer toward the shortstop. Punto has to get rid of it in a hurry. Makes a nice play, and on the play, Lopez goes to third. Tomorrow it's another Hormel $1 a dog game as the Twins entertain Ichiro and the Mariners, and Hormel hot dogs are going for $1 while supplies last. Presented by Country Hearth. Why would you want to ruin a hot dog with all that mustard and ketchup? Wow. 833 Twins, or log on to twinsbaseball.com and reserve your tickets for tomorrow afternoon's game. I saw a guy with a hot dog out here. It had to be 1.5 feet long. I've heard of foot long hot dogs. This thing was 1.5 feet long, and he said it costs what, $6-7, something like that.
Wow.
One 1-0 to Ichiro. Morneau with a nice play to take a hit away from Ichiro, save at least 1 run, and put an end to the second inning. The Mariners go deep twice with the bases empty. Thankfully, it's 2-0. Clip is brought to you by Rico. Move your ideas forward with Rico dependability. By Pepsi, your world, your Pepsi. And by Minnesota cops who are cracking down on drunk drivers through Labor Day. Remember, drunk driving over the limit, under arrest. So Jared Washburn's take to a 2-0 lead. Justin Morneau will lead things off. Then Michael Cuddyer and Jason Kubel. Down low, and it's 2-0. Washburn pitched very well against the Twins. Ran into a little trouble in the 8th, but the biggest play in the 8th might have been a sacrifice bunt. Here's a chopper wide of first, a foul, 2-1. This super slow-mo replay brought to you by Minnesota cops who are cracking down on impaired drivers now.
Justin right here going to his left. Good concentration right there. Then having to get up quickly because Ishiro was hustling down that line.
2-2 to Morneau. Leading off the Twins second. And another bouncer foul. Mentioned that maybe the biggest play of the game when the Twins faced Washburn in Seattle. Washburn fielding a bunt and throwing it away in the 8th inning. Morneau drives it to the gap. Now it's right to the center fielder Ichiro. Perspective changes when you're out here. I thought that was in the gap. It's right to the center fielder. A couple of lineouts in a row now to the outfield.
Yeah, Torrey Hunter ending the first with that line drive to Ibanez out here and left. And then Justin right there getting a good swing on Washburn, lining out to Ichiro.
Here's Cuddyer. And Cuddyer takes ball 1.
Washburn making his 25th start, looking for his 9th win.
Fouled straight back.
Makes his home in Danbury, Wisconsin. Probably a lot of family and friends here. Maybe that's one reason he's pitched so well here. Again, 4-1 with a 2.7 ERA in 6 career starts here at the Metrodome.
And fouled to the net again.
Washburn, second season with the M's, the Mariners. Takes a little off right there. He's one of those left-handers that throws that little screwball. Almost you can see him set that ball up in his glove. Almost uses it almost like a circle changeup.
High fastball, and Cuddyer strikes out for out number 2.
Washburn picks up his second strikeout.
TwinsBaseball.com is your one-stop on the internet for all things Twins. You can log on today and check out the latest D-Saver discount. Get great deals on tickets for games during the second half of the season. And you can also check out the new ballpark webcam and get the details on the rescheduled groundbreaking ceremony at TwinsBaseball.com. Here's Kubel making the start in left field. And a strike at the knee.
Let's take a look at this strikeout right here. Washburn going up and in on Cuddyer, and tough pitch to lay off of, but pretty good velocity on that fastball.
And now tap foul, 2 strikes. Another mistake Washburn made. He left a breaking ball out over the plate to Rondell White. And White hit a home run against him last week in Seattle. Lifted down the left field line. Beltre gets there down by the Twins bullpen. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Jared Washburn. FSN North is brought to you by Jeep. America's most fuel-efficient 4x4s are at your Jeep dealer. Check one out today or go to Jeep.com. And by Grand Casino Mille Lacs and Grand Casino Hinckley. What's your Grand Casino story?
Yes. Very, very nice. You are hereby circled in our FSN shirt. Sitting right down here to our left. So many signs out here. I didn't realize people brought that many signs. We get to circle maybe 3 or 4, but my goodness, there's a lot of them. And thank you very much for bringing them. I think Ron Coomer is going to come down, and I'm going to get a chance to walk around a little bit, and we'll sign some of those signs. A lot of people bring them, and like to get some signatures.
To the left field gap. Kubel cuts it off and does a nice job doing so, holding Vidro to a single. So Vidro with a pair of hits against Baker, and the results that were so good for Garza and Baker last week in Seattle. The Mariners are hitting Baker pretty hard again here tonight, like they did Garza last night.
Kubel right in front of us right there, covering some ground to get that ball before it gets by him. Nice job of holding Vidro to a single.
Here's Guillen. Baker struck him out in the first. Another liner, another base hit.
They're very comfortable at the plate. Really, there's no intimidation factor of these hitters right now for the Seattle Mariners. They're just coming up, just looking at that first pitch and wailing away.
And Baker, who pitched around a 1-out single in the first, gave up the 2 home runs in the double in the second, is greeted here in the third with back-to-back sharp singles.
Well, see, if you're a starting pitcher, you watched the prior night when the Mariners in last night's ballgame, so many times they were up there ready to swing. Maybe that's what Anderson's talking about. That first pitch, you have to make that first pitch hittable, but out of the strike zone. If that makes sense, you have to be a little more aggressive.
Banez to the plate. He struck out in the first, but had a good night last night.
See, he likes that ball away. That's what he did last night. 2-run home run in the first inning, and then leading off the third, a solo home run. 8th time in his career he had a 2-home run game.
Already 6 hits for Seattle, and they've all been struck sharply. Banez struck out to end the first. Baker will try to do the same thing here in the third. To second, and Casilla is able to get 1 out, and that's it. Had a little hard time getting the handle on the ball, and well, it was a close play at second base, and no chance for Punto to relay it to get the runner at first.
Well, you see Banez jumping on that first pitch. Casilla, that ball kind of tied him up a little bit. They do get the force out. There's still the double play in order, but a good hard slide right there by Guillen, trying to break up that double play.
So now Beltre, who started the scoring with a home run, leading off the second inning. Strike 1.
Watch Guillen right here go right past the bag. Got to break up that double play.
High pop-up. Casilla out and Cuddyer in. There's the catch, and no chance for anybody to advance. And the hope is that's a big second out here in the third inning.
Yeah, you sure hope so. Now it's up to Baker to get the final out here, and that's going to be Richie Sexson.
Sexson hitting his 21st home run of the year back in the second inning.
Outfield, of course, respecting his power.
And the fans out here, I think, are respecting his power. High fly ball. And Kubel has it measured, ends the inning. So a couple of singles start the inning, but Baker works his way through it. It's still 2-0. The location, Crockett, California. Jimmy Fitzpatrick, wondering who we think is the best Twins left fielder of all time on our carsoup.com/baseball question.
Well, I say Dan Gladden. I'm sure you're going to say Mr. Allison because he was your favorite coming up, right?
Right.
Growing up here in Minnesota. I thought I know there's a Crockett, Minnesota. I didn't know there's a Crockett, California. But I thought Dan Gladden, I mean, to me, he was one of the keys in 1987 when he came over from the Giants in late spring. But I thought he was a very, very solid left fielder.
I think of some of the other great ones they've
Butch
had.
Husky.
What about
emphasis face into the wall?
What about, didn't Larry Heisel play a lot of left field?
Yeah, Larry Heisel, yeah.
4-pitch walk to Watkins. Allison, of course, remembered for the great catch in the World Series.
Yeah, he wasn't the quickest out there, but he had that cat-like instincts. And Dan Gladden is a dazzle man, can't stay on his feet.
Harmon Killebrew played some in left field. Harmon was one of those guys, third base, first base, left field. Garrett Jones, the hitter. It's kind of hard to appoint a position for him.
Remember Lyman Bostock played some outfield. Did he play more right than left?
You know, my memory isn't that good. Here's a pop-up. And Jojima looks like he's got room. One down. And then Bobby Darwin, where did he play?
He played left field. Played some center that day that I gave up 2 inside the park home runs to Richie Allen. I think that's the last time he played center.
One down. Here's Nick Punto. Punto looking at Scott Alger's signs. Shannon Stewart was a very good outfielder for the Twins when healthy here. Down low to Punto, ball 1. Be interesting because the new ballpark's supposed to be ready in 2010 and maybe the next year, Twins will have their 50th anniversary all-time team, and we'll see who the fans think was the greatest left fielder of all time. Been kind of a revolving door out here this year. Bob Allison made it, and when was the last time they did that? The 40th anniversary. Here's a bounce towards third. Beltre gets the force there, and Punto beats the relay. So 2 down, a runner at first, and that'll bring up Casilla. So Casilla will look for the first hit of the game for the Twins. Casilla hitting a little bit of a skid here. And the average down to 232. Strike one.
Well, the biggest difference, you think, sometimes you see, Dick, at the major league level, you're going to see guys like Casilla, the young guys, struggle until they realize that, hey, they're pitching me more inside now than maybe they did when I first came up, because they didn't know much about me. And then the scouting report says, hey, bust the guy hard in, and then off-speed stuff away. You know, at the minor league level, AAA, you don't have too many pitchers that can do that at a consistent basis. Up here, these guys do it night after night. So now Casilla has to make the adjustment.
And once a hole in a swing has been discovered, it'll get exploited until the hitter makes the adjustment and patches the hole in his swing.
A good stop right there by Jojima, keeping Punto at first base. Changeup. And this is another fastball, inner half of the plate.
And Casilla with a swing and a miss, 1-2.
See, that's a pitch right there that Casilla has to learn to stay off of, because all he's going to do is hit fly balls with that high fastball. He needs that pitch that's about knee high so he can slap it into the ground and utilize his speed.
Punto picked off and out at second base. Caught leaving too early, so a leadoff walk. Nevertheless, Washburn faces just 3 batters.
There's last night's ball game, and then back-to-back home runs here tonight for Beltre and Richie Sexson. That coming in the first inning, as 2 of the home runs came in last night in the first inning. And Jarrett Washburn, 3 shutout innings so far, with a couple punch-outs. Well, there you are, Dick, loosening up your arm a little bit.
Right.
Like you're feeding chickens or something. Chick, 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 chick.
FSN North baseball cards, Twins baseball cards. We've had some hats we've given away, some T-shirts.
Well, no better example than the last inning for Scott Baker. He threw only 8 pitches, faced 5 batters. So the Mariners are swinging the bat.
Watkins with a nice play going to his left again, 1 away. Second time he's retired Jojima, and a grounder to third. Our Aflac trivia question.
Second baseman, Jose Lopez.
Aflac! The Aflac Duck gives us the question: who holds the Seattle record for home runs in a month? You want Ken Griffey Jr.?
I sure do.
I'll take A-Rod.
How about Jay Buhner?
It could be Jay Buhner.
Yeah.
One enough could be Dan Wilson for all I know, but I'm going to go with Alex Rodriguez.
I'll go with Junior. Ken Griffey Jr.
Another sharp single. There hasn't been a cheap hit in the bunch. Another line drive hit. Lopez has a pair of hits already against Baker.
Well, let's take a look at this swing right here. Watch the location of this pitch. To me, from out here in left field, it looked like a pitch outer half of the plate. And look at that. I mean, there's no fear factor inside. That is a pretty good pitch right there. And those hitters are just, I mean, they're just kind of just letting it fly.
Well, that's how he got his double, too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, a pitch that was down and away, and he hit the double to right center field. Here's Betancourt.
Well, you talk to hitters when they swing the bat. Of course, they want to have that nice, even, level swing and a relaxed swing. And I think Lopez's swing showed that right there. But you also want him to think about, hey, I'll come up and in once in a while just to keep you honest.
Lopez checked again at first base. Well, at the beginning of the year, we all thought that the American League Central would be the best division in the game. I'm not so sure that it's not the American League West right now. Got the Angels that play their brand of ball and play it very well. The fly to the right field corner. And Kadir makes the catch, out number 2. But the Seattle team, the way they're playing right now, looks very much like a team that would be well suited for October. They've got power, they've got some speed, they pitch well enough, they field well enough.
Yeah, Oakland, is in third place. They haven't had the Oakland second half that, you get accustomed to. But I think everybody thinking about our division, the Central Division, because of 4 teams. Of course, the White Sox,
right.
Cleveland, Detroit, and the Twins. And the White Sox have kind of fallen off the map a little bit, and Minnesota's just hanging on. But Detroit and Cleveland, we're playing tonight.
And Detroit's leading Cleveland 2-1 in the 9th inning. That would be good news for those of you who think the Twins' best shot at getting into postseason play is to win the division, which is probably the case. Twins have just 2 teams to catch there, and teams they'll face a half dozen times yet. Strike 1 to Ichiro. The count's 1-1. Well, Oakland's had such a disappointing year, largely because they've used the disabled list now 21 times. It's just been one injury after another for Oakland. To the left side, bobbled by Punto, and all hands are safe on his backhand side. Maybe trying to hurry the exchange to his throwing hand. He dropped the ball out of his glove.
Well, about his only play was try to get Lopez at second base. But Ichiro, you're not going to get Ichiro on this play, and maybe Nick Punto. You see the ball just hitting his glove and just dropping straight out.
A hit for Ichiro.
Yeah, it has to be a base hit, because I think even if Nick Punto's able to throw to second base, I think Lopez would have beat the throw.
Now Vidro has a pair of hits against Baker. There's a fastball up and in.
About time. And I'm not talking about hitting somebody. I'm just saying pitching more aggressively inside. Sometimes you have to repeat that to let the hitter think that that was not a mistake.
1-0. And now a check swing 2-0. Mariners with just one off day left this year. And bulk of their schedule, just about everything they play in the next 3 weeks will be away from Safeco Field. 3-0 with Guillen on deck.
I don't think that's going to really hurt the offense. It's going to hurt more of the pitching staff of the Seattle Mariners. As long as you get your starters, to pitch 6-7 innings, take some of the pressure off your bullpen, then they're rested in a long stretch like the Mariners have, in case the starter only maybe goes 2 or 3 one time.
3-0 pitch. Green light given, and Morneau will go to the bag. So a big decision there. The 3-0 pitch. Vidro given the green light. He dribbles to Morneau for the 3rd out.
Where is he?
I think he's right behind us, I think. Here he comes. Oh, sure, we're giving away baseball cards. He's giving away Cracker Jack. Great. What chance do we have, huh? Well, thank you. What do I owe you? Hey, how are you, Coom? Alexi Casilla was at the plate when Punto was picked off, and a bunt up the line, foul. 2 strikes. Casilla, Mauer, and Hunter trying to get something going against Washburn. Poor woman down there, it's all her stuff, and Coombs giving it away. And Casilla lifts a foul and out of play. I think Coombs going to slide in here, and Bert's going to wander around a little bit. Up and away to Casilla, 1-2. In the 9th inning at Comerica Park, and Detroit's leading Cleveland 2-1. Cleveland batting in the 9th inning.
Okay, I believe what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be rolling around. Here's a line drive right to us. Looks like extra base hit.
Casilla digs for second, and he's in with a leadoff double.
Have fun, buddy. You're on Coomer. You're going to take over for me for a while. I'm going to go wander around with
you. Have fun.
All right, you too.
So Casilla born with a leadoff double. We'll see what the Twins can do with their first hit. Mauer at the plate. He struck out his first time up. So a nearly perfect first trip through the order for Washburn, just the leadoff walk in the third. And now Mauer will hit. And with that, we will officially welcome Ron Coomer out to the left field seats.
I thought I'd bring a little Cracker Jack, little
Appreciate
seeds,
that.
peanuts.
Appreciate that. Woman walked by me before with a big tub of popcorn and offered me some. That was nice. But, you know, I have my own bag of Cracker Jack now. That's nice. Thank you.
Nothing like fun out here. I sat out in left field in Chicago, and Harry did this, so
right.
This is very good.
And Mauer takes a ball. It's 1-1. Joe struck out on a breaking ball down and away back in the first inning. And taken down low. It's 2-1.
Washburn so far, Dick, has had good slider so far. Made some good pitches to Joe his first at bat. Joe's done pretty good against him in his career, but first at bat, Washburn got the best of him.
And Mauer trying to get a hit to the outfield that'll send Casilla around third and home with the first run of the game for the Twins. That's driven to left field. Ibanez back, room for the catch, and Casilla won't get a chance to tag. He played it about a third of the way and then went back to second base too late to tag.
That right there is a mental mistake. You want to make sure that you get back to second base. If that ball goes out of the park, it goes out of the park, but it's high enough where he can get back to the bag, tag up, and get to third base easily with his speed. That's one of those mistakes that a young guy makes that, you know, Gardy's trying to prevent right now, and that's what's costing him some runs. I see you got your glove out here. We were getting close.
You know whose glove it is here. Torrey said he's going to try to make a scatter out here. Hit a liner out in this general direction, caught by Ibanez in the first. Just made it a little more hook and a little more loft, and he'd have killed us. I said last night, I think we run the risk out here of being a couple of bugs on a windshield. Fouled back. And it's 2 strikes. Well, simply put, the Twins need to take advantage of this double. They have not done a good job of that. They haven't had enough scoring opportunities, and they haven't executed when given those opportunities.
Last series, they really struggled hitting with runners in scoring position. This series, yesterday, was a little bit better. You know, but guys, you know, the heart of the lineup right now has a lot of weight on their shoulders with the lineup changes that have been made here in the last few weeks. And, you know, Torrey's one of those guys.
High fastball, and it's 1-2. He's the one guy that has consistently been swinging the bat for the Twins. And the average is over 300 a little bit, then down to the 290 range. He's had kind of the same year that Mauer has had, only with power. Nearly a wild pitch, and it's 2-2.
You know, I look at Torrey, and, you know, every day we come out here and we watch guys take BP in there. To me, he is just maturing into a guy that's more and more consistent day after day after day. He's cut down his leg kick. He's hitting the ball the other way a lot more. I think he realizes there's a lot of hits over there. You know, you don't always have to hook the ball, and I think he's just kind of figuring it out as he gets a little older.
And now he's taking ball 3. So Washburn had him 0-2. Now the count's full with Morneau on deck.
You look at his stats going into this series compared to his average throughout the last 7 or 8 years. Every year going up, and this year is outstanding.
First base is open. Casilla to third base. It's strike 3. Out at third. So strike him out, throw him out, double play with Casilla the third out at third base.
I have a special guest and all your friends right here. What's your name?
Paula.
Paula, where are you from?
Andover, Minnesota.
And now you guys made the Circle Me Bert signs. I want you all to scream loud enough to where the Twins will hear you so they'll score some runs. Go! How about that, huh? Wow. Take it back to Dick and Ron. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the screams. Dot Baker starting the 5th inning facing Jose Guillen. Might have been a few screams in the Twins dugout on the last play of the strikeout and the throwout.
I got to believe so. That's a young mistake where you got a guy hitting in the 3-hole in your lineup and one of your best run producers hitting with 2 strikes. You do not want to take off for third base with 2 strikes. You want to give him a chance to hit. Very distracting when a guy takes off for third base when you're trying to swing the bat.
Yeah, if you're not used to it, just that blur, and
right.
Casilla can create a blur. There's no question about that. Taking off, and it's like, well, what's going on, you know? And whether that's any reason for Torre to swing and miss at that pitch, you don't know, but not a very happy ending to a promising start to the 4th. Guillen takes up high, 2-2.
Yeah, there goes Alexi. See, and that's a pitch. You know, Torre may swing, he may not, but you lose your concentration just for a split second. When you're facing a good pitcher, that makes it really tough.
Driven deep to right field and off the drape. Guillen has an extra base hit to start the 5th, so we'll see what the Mariners do with their leadoff double here in the top of the 5th inning.
This is another mistake. The Twins pitchers so far this series, whenever they leave a ball up and out over the plate, Mariners hitters have made them pay. And it's another mistake. Guillen just drives it off the baggie in right field.
Well, isn't that the perfect example of a short swing? He just flicked his wrist at that ball and drove it off the fence in right field.
When a pitch is up and out over the plate, you know, your swing just short and quick. Just get the barrel of the bat to the ball and let the guy's velocity take care of everything.
Well, here's Ibanez. Baker's gotten him twice, and that in and of itself is an accomplishment. Sharp ground ball up the middle. Guillen
Spoke
to
too
third.
soon.
Yeah, Hunter coming in, and they'll hold Guillen up with Hunter rifling the throw to the cutoff man Watkins. 1st and 3. Now, we're not going to stick you with Bert's answer. If you want to come up with one of your own on the Aflac trivia question, who holds the Seattle record for most homers in a month? I've got A-Rod.
I'm going to say Junior.
Okay, that was his guess.
That's bad that I'm guessing like a pitcher.
And it is
But it's
Ken
right.
Griffey Jr. He had that wonderful streak, and it might have been during that time when he hit home runs in 8 straight games, including 3 games against the Twins. Well, here's Beltre. And Baker, who's not had a 1-2-3 inning, hoping to survive the 5th here. And way out in front, strike 1.
This is a guy, Beltre, where he's going to have to make good pitches. If he leaves the ball on the inner third and up, he can hit the ball a long way. We've seen it this season already, but Scotty's going to have to make some pitches here to get out of this one.
Bounce towards third. Watkins charges, fires home. Out at the plate. Watkins charging that ball well, and a good throw to Mauer for the tag.
Great play right there, Dick, by Watkins. Very tough play as a third baseman. When you're charging a ball on the line or close to the line and a runner going home, your vision is skewed because a lot of times you'll look at the runner instead of where you're trying to throw the ball. He makes a great throw to Joe. Also a great target by Joe Mauer by getting on the inside to give him something to throw to. Very important. Perfect play, perfect tag by Joe guarding the plate.
Joe's got a little equipment problem that he needed to some repair. Let's see if we can see exactly what happened here. Got spiked on that left foot. So Mauer with the tag. He's fine. I think he may have had a pad knocked out of place or something. Here's Sexson. And he takes ball 1. Sexson with a home run and a fly ball to left. 1st and 2nd, 1 away. And if Baker can get out of this jam, it'll be an even greater escape act than his pitching in the 3rd inning when he gave up couple of opening singles and didn't give up a run. A little bit low, and it's 2-0.
Baker's last outing, he got himself in some trouble early in the game and was able to pitch out of it by making some really quality pitches. He got last outing, got a big strikeout against Sexton to get himself out of a jam. You know, he's going to have to make pitches here, and that's the thing Gardy has loved, his maturity level of not panicking in these situations.
Big swing and a miss. Well, even in the second inning, he'd given up the 2 home runs in the 1-out double, but he got Betancourt and Ichiro to keep the damage down at 2 runs. And what they're looking for, something they've seen from Baker, but not so much from Boof Bonser this year, is this damage control business, staying out of the really big inning.
Right, you look at the line right now, he's got 2 runs, 2 solo home runs, but he's given up 10 hits.
Ooh, where was it?
Good pitch.
3-1 to Sexton. Inside, maybe. So a dangerous pitch here to a dangerous hitter. And Baker will try to get Sexton to hit a ground ball at somebody.
He throws that same pitch but elevates it. That's kind of Richie's black hole there where he has problems with that fastball.
Checked his swing and drew a walk to fill the bases. So now Jojima comes up. Twice Jojima has hit a 2-hopper to Tommy Watkins. And they would like him to hit a ground ball at somebody again here. Now Jojima on the season has grounded into 18 double plays. The most on this Mariner team.
Jojima's a guy that he likes to stay above the ball, hit the ball down, hit the ball on the line. And when you do that, you hit for a good average, but you're also a good candidate for a double play. A good sinker down and in, or a good slider with some good tilt might get him a ground ball right here.
Ground ball to short. Out there to see it, a first double play. So Baker again escapes a big inning, not allowing a run on a walk, a single, and a double. He gets a huge double play to wrap up the 5th.
I'm going to ask Ron Coomer if he's ever hit a ball this far. Well, what a view you have, Pam. Pam, where are you from?
Plymouth, Minnesota.
Plymouth, congratulations. You are the Minnesota Lottery winner. And let's take a look right here. Grandma, she's a Twins super fan, and she's watching, huh?
Yes, she is.
Where's she at?
Hillcrest Nursing Home in Wayzata.
And where are you from, Pam?
Plymouth.
Very good. Very good. Well, congratulations to you. Ron Coomer, have you ever hit a ball this far?
Hey, Bert, I have, but it has dimples on it.
Hurry back, Bert. Nobody up here can circle without you. My goodness, that was
It's called a struggling.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Wow. We had arrows. We had everything. That was
everything but a circle.
1-1 to Morneau, trying to get something started here against Washburn. And he takes down and away. Now Washburn pitched around a leadoff walk in the third, a leadoff double in the fourth. The Twins have gotten the leadoff men on in each of the last 2 innings, yet Washburn has faced the minimum through 4 innings. Little roller to third. Beltre fires to Sexson one away.
You look at Washburn, and he does such a good job with the righties. But the thing that's impressive against the Twins so far today is he's had a good slider with good tilt. A lot of times his slider will get a little flat, and the lefties will be able to do a much better job against him. Today he's at great location with a slider down and away, hitting his spot, making it really tough on Joe and Justin.
Here's Cuddyer. Takes an off-speed pitch off the plate, ball 1. Cuddyer struck out on a high fastball back in the second inning. And now 2-0. The Twins haven't done much against Washburn, but the Mariners have done everything but score against Scott Baker. The 2 runs coming on solo home runs. And we'd like to believe that by game's end, the Mariners are going to kick themselves for not cashing in the first 5 innings and knocking Baker out. Cuddyer way out in front on a 2-1 pitch. And that evens the count.
See, that pitch is set up right there. Washburn does such a good job making the right-handed hitters think about his cutter that then when he throws the dead fish, little changeup, little cut change, he just, makes it really tough on guys to stay with it.
And then the fastball comes and you end up being late on it.
He's pitching. I mean, that pitch is 91. That's probably the first time today that I've seen him hit 91, and he does it when he needs it.
And now another full count to Cuddyer. Kubel on deck.
So far this at bat, he's been 91, 78, 83. So his variation of pitches is what makes him so tough to, along with that cut fastball inside to the righties.
And a foul ball off a fastball, still 3-2. He struck out Cuddyer on that letter high fastball back in the second inning. Check swing, and Jojima doesn't have the ball. I'm not sure what he's hoping for.
The pitch hit Cuddyer.
Okay, it hit Cuddyer, but had it been ruled a strike, Jojima, without the ball, wouldn't have been in any position to make a play on Cuddyer anyway.
We're doing spectating out here. See, this is a pitch that Washburn has started throwing here in the last year and a half, 2 years, where it's an off-speed pitch like a changeup, but he's cutting it. And Johan Santana can also do that with his changeup, only much better, throwing a cut changeup, which is really tough to hit, tough to read too.
We're checking to see whether it should be ruled a hit batter or not. You couldn't see it very well out here in left field, but on replay it certainly looks like it had to be a hit batter, but regardless, if it didn't hit him, Jojima hadn't caught the third strike. So it was either a walk, a strikeout with Cuddyer reaching, or a hit batter. In any case, he's going to end up at first base, doesn't he?
I got to believe they didn't tag him out, so he's at first. There ain't nothing they're going to do about it now. Other than give him a manicure tomorrow, maybe. Or pedicure, I mean.
Here's Jason Kubel, and what the Twins need is a jolt from Kubel to get this game tied up and maybe pick everybody's spirits up a little bit. And Kubel takes a strike on an off-speed pitch. And strike 2. So the first pitch was 73 and a strike. Next pitch 84 and strike 2.
And now the thing Washburn has now is he can go to either side of the plate. He'll probably try to make Kubel aware of his pitches inside. He's going away. See if he wastes one away here.
Wow. Now fastball at 88, and Kubel strikes out without swinging the bat. 2 down.
Washburn just doing a good job. You know, the freeze fastball right there with a young hitter. He just kind of went through the whole repertoire of fairly straight pitches. One hard, one fairly hard, and then one that he just throws maybe just a touch outside, but, you know, a perfect pitcher's pitch, and gets the result he's looking for.
Here's Tommy Watkins. Drew a walk his first time up. And ball 1. Watkins' walk was forced at second base. Mike Redmond was getting loose in the bullpen. Maurer may have gotten a spike wound treated. Remember, he was spiked in that left foot on the play at the plate in the top of this inning, but he's come back to the dugout and apparently is all right. 2-0 to Watkins. Drilled toward left center field, and Ibanez cuts it off. A base hit, and diving back to second is Cuddyer. So Watkins with a hit. He's reached twice, and that'll bring up Garrett Jones.
You look at this swing by Watkins. He gets a high cutter that doesn't get inside. He tried to backdoor it, and he left it out over the plate. And a lot like the Mariners hitters have done, when you leave the ball out over the plate and up, that's the result you get. He's lucky that he got that ball back. Tommy doing a very good job putting a barrel of the bat on the ball since he's been called up.
And it really is going to make what might have seemed an easy decision a lot tougher. Here's Jones out in front, and a foul ball. In a couple of days, the Twins are preparing to activate Brian Busher for the series in Baltimore. Twins are down to 11 pitchers, so they'll have to switch out, you know, position player for position player to do that. And while it might have been a foregone conclusion that Watkins would be the guy sent down, I'm not sure that's the case anymore.
He has done a very good job. He's done a good job defensively, and you got to like the way he's swinging.
You know, for a team that's literally starving for offense, singles, doubles, whatever you can do, Watkins has done that. He's hitting over 350 in, granted, limited duty, but he's certainly been a very pleasant surprise offensively for the Twins. 1-1 now to Jones. Skied to short left. Ibanez coming in, and he backs out of the way at the last instant with Betancourt making the catch in short left field. Twins strand a couple in the fifth. It's still 2-0. FSN North is brought to you by McDonald's Iced Coffee and by your local Dodge dealer. Dodge, the official vehicle of the Minnesota Twins. Jose Lopez leading off the sixth for Seattle, and he takes ball 1 from Scott Baker. Grand Casino game reset with a pair of home runs back in the second inning, the only scoring so far. There's a high fly to left field. And Kubel puts it away, 1 away. Where in the world is Bert Blyleven now? Let's see if we can find out.
If you can see me, but I'm straight across from you. You have to look up at the upper deck. Now, Ron, I know that you couldn't hit one in that deck up there. I know you've hit one up here.
There is no doubt. I can see you.
It's in foul territory. What's your name?
Rick Childs.
Now, where are you from, Rick?
Elysian, Minnesota.
All right, what brings you here to the game?
The Lutheran Night Out.
All right, this is all family down here, right?
Yes.
All right, you are hereby circled, Rick. Okay, enjoy the game.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Go, go, go.
Go Twins, right?
Yes.
Go Twins.
Go Twins, and that's
There we
my
go. All right.
answer.
Very good. Let's hear it. Let's go.
You don't believe me.
2 strikes to Betancourt with 1 gone here in the 6th inning.
Do you think Blyleven would ever sat in those seats coming to a game or anything?
Elysian, Minnesota, of course, the home of former Twin infielder Jerry Terrell. And yeah, we're out here in left field, and it's Lutheran night. Ron Gardenhire receiving the Lutheran Award before the game today. 1-2 as Baker delivers to Betancourt. Sharp ground ball toward the hole. Punto with a great play, but the legs of Betancourt beat out an infield hit. And he's aboard with a 1-out single in the 6th.
Good swing right there by Betancourt. Scotty Baker makes a good pitch. 2-seamer. Gets it inside. Probably breaks his bat.
I'm going to end my suspense here with Ichiro at the plate. You gave me a bag of Cracker Jack, so I'm going to open up my surprise and see what it is.
Best of luck to you.
A smart mouth sticker.
That wasn't on purpose now.
No, I know. Ichiro takes a curve for a strike. So this is what I got in my Cracker Jack. You know, you used to get something really nice, you know, and then you get this. And you lick it and put it on your forehead or something like that.
Perfect.
The prizes just aren't what they used to be in Cracker Jack. Now the Cracker Jack tastes the same.
No gum and baseball cards and Cracker Jack's
Yeah, I
gifts are
know.
going down the thing.
Ichiro with a grounder to second. There's a force play at second. And safe at first on a close play.
Great job by the middle infield trying to turn a double play on Ichiro, but you know, Nicky comes across the bag and just gets rid of it in great shape, but Ichiro can flat out fly from the left side of the plate. Turning him into a double play is very tough.
Have you ever seen a player running while he's swinging the bat?
And that one right there, it almost looks like at times where he is running when he comes out. Actually, that one, it looked like he was trying to pull the ball, so he actually finished his swing. But he looks like he just glides across the field and he flat out flies.
Here's Vidro. And strike 1 to Vidro, who's got a pair of hits. Twins hope to come back here, and if they do, Vidro's at bat in the 4th would be worth remembering. Ichiro checked at first. Mariners had a pair of runners on, first and second, 2 out. Guillen, who's been swinging the bat well, is in the on-deck, or was on the on-deck circle. Vidro had a 3-0 count, and he got the green light and bounced out to Morneau to end the inning. Ichiro again to check at first base. As you might expect, Suzuki very good at stealing bases. 34 for 36.
And this is a perfect situation for him to run. Try to get to second base. 2 outs before too many pitches go by against Vidro.
Driven to the right field corner. And that's a fair ball. Ichiro flies around second. On his way to third, and around third he's going to try to score. And he will, as Vidro cracks a double into the right field corner to make it a 3-0 ball game.
See, and all these pitches that the Twins are giving up runs on, the home runs and now this one, are all pitches that are up in the zone. You know, that pitch is belt high in the inner half. And for a left-handed hitter, that ball's coming right, that's belt high. You just can't make those mistakes. If you're going to miss, like we talked about in the pregame show and like you guys have talked during this game, if you're going to miss, you got to miss in off the plate, not over the plate. And that ball's just belt high, inner third. Very easy pitch for Vidro to hit.
Here's Guillen with a runner at second and 2 away. Foul back, a strike.
He's aiming at Bert.
I can promise you this, Ron Coomer and our viewing audience, that if Scott Baker gets through, retires Guillen, we'll put it that way. If he retires Guillen here, you will never ever again hear me use the phrase a quality start. Because technically this has been a quality start, and the Mariners have collected a dozen hits but just 3 runs against Scott Baker. We're at the Metrodome. Twins hoping to play some comeback ball here. Ron Coomer, Bert Blylev, and Dick Bramer. At one point, all 3 of us have been out here in left field. And the Twins trying to get something going against Washburn. Nick Punto leading it off, taking ball 1. Scott Baker somehow has survived 6 innings, having given up just the 3 runs. But and give him all the credit due, pitching out of trouble in just about every inning. And now Punto takes up high, 2-0, but you would not consider this a quality start, would you?
Well, I think if you're Ron Gardenhire, he's happy right now that they're in the game. He's kept his team in the game. But one thing that's impressive to me about Scott Baker is even though he's getting hit hard, he's still throwing strikes. Yeah. He's not walking guys, and he's allowing his defense to work for him. And, that last inning against Guillen, he makes a quality pitch with a man on second, breaks his back, gets a little blooper to second base, and as much as he's been hit hard tonight, he's at least allowed his defense to work for him.
And now 3-2. Punto taking 5 pitches. You've got to tip your cap to a pitcher who's kept his team in the game, but he's been in trouble all night long. And Punto fouls it back. Give up a lot of hits, and this is a very good hitting ball club. There's no question about that. I don't know what percentage of his pitches have been thrown from the stretch position, but it's been a pretty high percentage. Punto with a sharp roller to short. Betancourt for the first out.
I just like the way Scott Baker has done his job of at least keeping his team in the ball game and not panicking, and that's what you see so many young pitchers do, is they'll panic once things start going the other way and they start getting the ball hit hard on them. They kind of panic, and then they start throwing the ball down the middle to try and overthrow. And at least he's still making pitches, and that's what's impressive to me.
Casilla with a double leading off the 4th, and then he was thrown out trying to steal 3rd to end the inning. You know, and regarding Baker, you see pulls the bat back and takes a ball, and it is 2-0, I believe. And now a strike. If the word composure can be used, that would allow a pitcher to give up all the hits. Here's Casilla looping one into right center field, and it's down for a hit. He's got his second hit of the ball game, just the third hit for the Twins. The Twins and Mariners game tomorrow afternoon is another Treasure Island Senior Day, and on weekday day games, fans 55 and older can get a $5 discount on lower reserve tickets. Treasure Island Senior Day tickets must be purchased on the day of the game, so please call 833-TWINS for tickets. If composure is a necessary ingredient for a pitcher to pitch out of trouble and keep his team in a game, if it's a strong suit for Baker, that's quite a development in and of itself, because I don't know that people thought of him as a pitcher who had a lot of it last year.
Without question, and I think also earlier in this season when he was throwing fastballs and he started getting hit, he started trying to throw harder, and his fastball started elevating into the middle. At least now he's understanding that he's still got to try to make his pitches and not just rear back and let it rip. And I think at least he's doing that now, even though today he's been hit pretty hard.
Strike to Mauer, 1-1. Joe 0 for 2 on the night. He'll be followed by Hunter. Twins have 3 hits, 2 by Casilla and 1 by Watkins.
This an at-bat where Joe's going to have to guard against that slider. I think Washburn has proved that he's got a good one so far this game, and look for him to try to drive one at us.
2-1.
But you got the glove on, you're ready, and it's a gold glove too.
That's
so
right.
Those don't miss.
Something that was pointed out to me by Mr. Hunter. So now if I give this glove, knowing full well I was going to give it back to him.
That's right.
But he says you have to field like a gold glover.
Are you up to that task?
I hope not to find out. Down and in, and it's 3-1.
At least if we have to find out, I hope a guy in white is the reason why we have to find out.
Absolutely. Maybe that guy, the guy on deck.
There you go. The gray uniforms, not so much.
And Mauer draws a walk, and that'll get Hunter to the plate, representing the tying run. Got a shot of Casilla there. He's one of those players that, you know, is so fast, and he's got a green light to steal unless he's been told not to take off. And you wonder about that stolen base attempt back in the 4th inning, whether, you know, he missed a sign or there was some miscommunication there somehow.
Well, I'm sure Gardy probably didn't take the green light off, but he's going to learn in his years of playing that when you have Torii Hunter at the plate, you're in scoring position with 1 out. You definitely don't want to interrupt Torrey's at bat. You want him to be able to go ahead and get 3 strikes.
Bert Blyleven, where are you, my friend?
Well, we are actually right over here where Gary Gaetti and Jim Rantz are, where they were exposed for everybody for the Twins Hall of Fame. I am with somebody that's celebrating her 77th birthday here. And what's your name?
Lillian Schaefer.
And Lillian, where are you from?
Cross Lake.
I'll tell you what, are you enjoying this game?
Yes.
You
no, not really, you know.
Not yet.
Me.
Not till the Twins score, right?
Right, but Cross Lake is the best place for fishing.
Well, happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys, let's take it back to you.
Hunter with a drive to left. It's down for a hit. Casilla to third. He'll be held there. The bases are loaded. Hunter teeing off on the first pitch he saw. And the Twins have their best threat going here in the 6th.
Good job by Torii looking first pitch fastball. If something's thrown in the middle of the plate against Washburn, he's going to go ahead and attack it. Washburn got the ball down, but he kept it in the middle of the plate. The one thing with Torii, you never have to worry about him being aggressive at home plate. And right there, he went ahead and swung away. That's good job by T.
Justin Morneau, 3 for 11 lifetime against Washburn. And throughout this homestand, Twins fans have been begging for a big hit. Maybe they'll get one here. Off the line, foul, 1 strike. Morneau's kept the average in the 280s. The RBIs have been fewer and far between. The home runs have been, well, non-existent for about 4 weeks. Brandon Morrow warming up in the Seattle pen.
I think right there you're looking at Justin's swing is getting better and better. Been working on it. His pitch selection right now is going to be the key for him, making sure he gets a strike from Washburn.
One strike to Morneau. Little pop-up. Beltre across the line with a basket catch and out number 2, and that'll leave it all up to Cuddyer.
That's a slider we were talking about earlier. You know, you just look at that, and good breaking ball, gets good tilt and great location. You know, that's 99 at-bats right now for Justin without a home run. You know, the most at-bats he's gone without hitting a home run. He'll break out of it. He's still one of the top 3 in home runs in the league, even though with 100 at-bats almost he doesn't have a homer.
Here's Cuddyer. He's had a couple of 3-2 counts with Washburn. Taken low, ball 1.
Washburn just taking something off, and, you know, just he's a good pitcher. He is making pitches tonight, and he's playing off the aggressiveness of the hitters, and that's why he's been so effective so far.
1-0 to Cuddyer. 2-0. For whatever reason, Washburn tonight has taken Cuddyer deep into the count twice. A 3-2 high fastball struck him out, and then a 3-2 breaking ball hit him in the foot in the 5th.
When Washburn was behind in the count before, he threw that little cut change up and hit him in the foot. See what he goes with here, but that's probably a pretty good pitch.
3-0 with Kubel on deck, and Washburn with a long look in. The home plate umpire Chris Guccione.
I did not see Michael Cuddyer look at Scotty Olger, but I got to believe he's not swinging right here.
Takes a fastball right down the middle. 3-1. When things are going well, Cuddyer delivers in this situation. Things have not gone well for a long time for this lineup. Now the base is loaded. A great chance to break through against Washburn. 3-2. So for the 3rd time, Cuddyer's got a full count against Washburn. Kubel on deck.
2 different pitches right there. The 3-0 pitch is just a little cutter down the middle. That one he throws a 2-seamer away, just giving the hitters just a little different look each time.
Cuddyer struck out on a high fastball in his first at bat. Liner to center, a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. Hunter to third, and Cuddyer delivers a 2-run single, and it's a 1-run game.
Outstanding at bat by Michael Cuddyer, and the reason why is because he didn't give in to trying to look for that inside pitch by Washburn. He stayed away. Washburn throws the fastball away, hits it the other way to the middle of the field. Great job by Michael Cuddyer. Stayed right on the fastball, up and out over the plate. That's been the story of this series. Fastballs up and out over the plate. That's where all the runs have come from with both teams this series.
And now Kubel will try to get Hunter in from third. Twins finally break through in the 6th. Kubel takes up an in ball 1. Kubel with a foul out to Beltre and a strikeout. Washburn at 100 pitches. And Baker, as much trouble as he's been in, he's one big hit away from being put into the lead here. Kubel drives it to right, but foul.
He better keep the ball away from there. That's our set right there. Unless Anthony's over there. Now that's okay.
It's not Anthony in the red shirt down there in the corner, is it?
I sure hope not.
Usually. Well, there you go. A little souvenir waiting for you on the table when you get out there.
I'd have been pulling Anthony out from under the table if we were there right now.
Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Kubel struck out in the 5th on 3 pitches and never pulled the trigger on a swing. Kanier with a big 2-run single. Kubel with a liner, knocked down by the second baseman, and recovers in time to end the inning. But as these things go, a good inning for the Twins. They got a big 2-out hit with the bases loaded, and it's a 1-run game. A 1-run game.
Richie Sexson right there taking a high fastball and hitting it just about into your lap. Yeah, this is a bad move by Alexi, taking Twins out of an inning. Scotty rolling up a double play to get out of a big jam right there and keeping the Twins in the game before they score 2 runs.
And obviously a big inning for Baker here. It may be his last inning. He'll face the middle of the Seattle lineup, starting with Ibanez. Pitch chopped foul, 1-1. And the Twins have been playing from behind almost all night long. Now they're within a run. He needs to put another 0 up there. And how about a 1-2-3 inning? He hasn't had one of those. He's averaged 2 hits allowed through the 6 innings. Detroit has beaten Cleveland 2-1. So if the Twins come back and win this game, they'll be 5.5 games out of first with 5.5 weeks left to play.
Stranger things have happened, and they just keep battling. They don't give in, and just when you think they're out of it, they creep right back in.
Ibanez skies one behind first, over by the Seattle bullpen, and Casilla had it for a while and dropped it. The only player who could get there got there, but then it caromed off his glove, and it's 1-2.
Tough play right there for Alexi. When you start getting down in that bullpen, you start dealing with the mound, you change into this rubberized surface. Right there he had a chance, he just wasn't able to follow it to his glove. Tough play. Pretty impressed with him though so far. He's made some young mistakes that we've seen today, and he made some errors, but you look at him and he is an exciting player, that's for sure.
And now this one golfed towards short. Punto is there for the catch. 1 away. You're invited to join some of the Twins greats at the ceremonial groundbreaking of the new ballpark. The August 30th event is free. And it'll feature live music, very affordable concessions, and tons of other family fun. Log on to twinsbaseball.com for all the important details. This historic event is presented in part by M.A. Mortensen and Major Sports Cafe. Here's Beltre. And he takes a strike. And put his glove on.
That's a good idea.
Baker.
Now, if it comes out to us, are you going to catch it? You got the glove.
I'm going to try. Pulled foul down by the Twins bullpen. Juan Rincon warming up in the Twins pen. Here's our view down the left field line.
Are you going to get the bird's eye view of it, whether you lose it in the roof or not if it comes out here?
Don't give me one more thing to worry about. I was just thinking of a low trajectory missile that I was going to misjudge and put you in the hospital.
I will be out of the way if that's the case. Or I'll trust my hands and break a hand with my. Let's hope Scotty just gets a little ground ball and we don't have to worry about it.
2 strikes to Beltre with 1 gone. Well, foul straight back. Boy, some of these swings are so aggressive. Now that's a 2-strike swing by Beltre, and he looked like he was playing slow pitch softball.
You know, and that's a thing that I don't understand. I have a hard time with Mariner hitters in counts like this being able to swing like that. I think a young pitcher right now has to move his feet and throw inside and get him aware of that pitch.
A little roller to Casilla, gobbled up, and he's thrown out. But my goodness, even power hitters usually tone their swing down a little bit on an 0-2 count. 2 down.
It happened yesterday late in the game. I was watching guys take big swings and a big lead. You know, right now I think pitchers have to start pounding the hitters inside, and I'm not saying knock them down by any means, but definitely throwing to get their feet moving and get them out of there and understand that that ball's coming in.
Sexson takes a strike. Well, Baker has never retired the first 2 batters in an inning. And Sexson stands in with a 1-strike count, and now a ball. Baker's pitch count approaching 100. And give him credit for keeping this this game within reach for the Twins. Popped up and back into the seats.
Good pitch right there by Scotty. That's where you got to pitch Richie Sexson. You got to make him hit your pitch on the inside part of the plate or in off the plate when you're this far ahead. See if he can come inside and come inside hard to make sure these guys don't feel comfortable at home plate.
He's got a piece of it. Baker struck out Guillen and Ibanez in the first, and he hasn't struck out anybody since.
Those 2 strikeouts were fastballs up and in, and got up and in tight on those 2 guys, and you know, then he got away. I think he was still trying to do the same thing in the second inning. Pitches just got out over the plate a little bit.
1-2. Baker to Sexson. And now 2-2. The measure of a great pitcher are the times when you can win a ball game when you don't have your good stuff. That might be the case for Baker. Might not win the game, but I think it seemed he hasn't had his best stuff. Now it's 3-2 for Sexson. Just doesn't seem to have had much of a breaking ball that's fooled anybody.
No, he definitely hasn't had the breaking ball today that he did in his last outing against Seattle, where he had good tilt on his breaking ball going down in the zone and down to the dirt. Today his breaking ball has been a little flat.
And Sexson on a 3-2 pitch lines a base hit to left, so it won't be a 1-2-3 inning, and we'll see what the Twins do with Jojima coming to the plate, and the pitch count right at 100. Jojima's been retired 3 times by Baker on ground balls to the left side. The Twins appear ready to let it ride here in the Jojima at bat. Sexson not a threat to steal, you wouldn't think. Morneau will hold him, of course. Jojima twice is grounded to Watkins, and then a double play ball started by Punto. There's a ground ball headed up the middle, and it bleeds through. So now a pair of 2-out hits, and the Mariners are threatening. And they get Lopez to the plate, and that'll be the end of the night for Scott Baker. 14 hits allowed. So far, just 3 runs, and Juan Rincon will inherit a couple of runners in a key spot. Runners at first and second with 2 away in the 7th. Pounded out 14 hits. It's a 1-run game, and in an attempt to keep it that way, Juan Rincon's coming in. A little different world out here, isn't it? Watching the ball.
It is. I'm glad to see you're sharing your Cracker Jack.
That's right. I had a young fellow out here
little
before,
guys out here. I like that.
And I autographed his shirt, and he handed him some Cracker Jack. He couldn't have been. What do you figure he was? About a year old,
if that
maybe?
Even. He knew what to do with the Cracker Jack.
That's right.
Though.
Yep. I apparently need to talk to that guy when the game's over.
He's right over here. You can hang out with him right after.
Well, key spot here now for Juan Rincon, who in his last outing pitched 3 1/3 innings and did a wonderful job for the Twins. Now in a tight spot with a couple of inherited runners. And Jose Lopez, who already has a couple of hits on the night, up for Seattle. Strike 1.
The thing in Juani's last outing, too, Dick, is it looked like his velocity started coming back. His velocity started coming down to around that 89 to 91. His first pitch here, 92. He's used to pitching 93, 94. Last outing, it looked like he had a little more pop on his fastball.
And a high fastball. For Rincon, he has inherited 20 runners and stranded 11 of them. So the Twins, having just scored a couple of runs here, can ill afford to give any back. Bouncer to Punto. Flip to short. Close play. Rincon does a great job getting the 3rd out of the 7th. And despite 14 hits allowed, the Twins are just down a run. Baseball on FSN North is brought to you by Aquafina, pure water, perfect taste. And by Chrysler. The way our vehicles come together is what sets us apart. Chrysler, engineered beautifully. And some members of our military, they are our Diet Pepsi fans of the game here tonight, hoping the Twins can complete a comeback. It'll be the bottom third of the Twins lineup. Tommy Watkins, Garrett Jones, and Nick Punto here in the 7th inning. Watkins has reached twice against Jared Washburn, and now he'll face Brandon Morrow, a new Seattle pitcher. Seattle bullpen has been outstanding. And Watkins nearly hit by a pitch. It's 2-0.
That's that inside one we were talking about last inning.
Look at Morrow's numbers. Very good. 14 holds. Just one home run allowed in nearly 50 innings, and an opponent batting average of .213. Watkins skies one behind second base. And Lopez makes the catch, one away. That'll bring up Garrett Jones.
Now this could be a guy that Garrett will have a little more of a chance against and maybe have a little more success. Morrow looks like a drop and drive guy, so his fastball is going to be pretty flat. And Jones, a big, strong left-hander. You know, if he can get the barrel of the bat out there, he can do some damage against a guy like this. Garrett Jones went to my baseball school in Chicago as a kid.
Is that right?
That's right. He's a Swingtown kid. I didn't screw him up. He got to the big leagues.
Let's get the results right here.
There we go.
All right. See if all that hard work, the stern discipline that you exerted on him at Swingtown, see if it pays off here on a 1-1 count. Jones getting the call as the designated hitter rather than Rondell White. No swing, 2-1.
That fastball right there was 97.
Another pop-up into the abyss. And it's the right fielder Guillen who finally made the catch. One away. Punto will hit. Another Herberger's Wine, Women, and Baseball promotion coming up tomorrow. Listen to what you get for $40. You get a ticket to the game and plus the pregame event for today's women. But you know what? It'll be tomorrow. So assuming you are a woman today and you'll be one also tomorrow, you're invited tomorrow even though it's for today's woman. You understand?
Can you say that again? Only slower for me.
Yeah. Just come on out. You get a lot of really good food and drink and baseball for $40. Punto with a drive. Ishiro picks it off knee high, and Morrow comes in and pitches a 1-2-3 7th inning. Share Division minor league report. Glenn Perkins slowly coming back. 2 1/3 innings pitched in an appearance the other night for New Britain. Twins hopeful of bringing him back, but it won't be as a starting pitcher this year. There's not enough time to stretch him out, so chances are he'll come back, I would think, in the same role that he was in before.
Yeah, and they could really use him right now to get another lefty out there. I watched him pitch when he was in college. He throws the ball really well. It's good to see him back healthy again, and hopefully he'll be back here in the big league soon.
Kind of a shame for Glenn, because in watching him pitch and seeing how effective he was one of those guys that I think everyone thought was going to be on the fast track to an expanded role on this pitching staff. And then just when things were going for him and he was getting a little traction up here, he had the muscle spasm in the back of his shoulder.
Yeah, I would agree. I really liked him. I like the way he goes about it. I think he's aggressive as a pitcher.
Bouncer to the right side. Casilla has it, and a quick flip. Betancourt's retired for the first out of the 8th inning. And now a Dodge game break, and let's go to Marnie Gellner.
Okay, Dick, tonight was the start of a big 3-game series in Detroit between the Tigers and the Indians. And in the 5th inning, Maglio Ordonez and Carlos Guillen went back-to-back with home runs. Cleveland's only hit in the game was a home run by Johnny Peralta. The Tigers win the opener 2-1.
Here is Ichiro. Thank you, Marnie. It has, in essence, been a 2-team race pretty much all year long. Cleveland's been in first place, and then Detroit will be in first place for a couple of weeks. And I don't know that there's been a gap of more than 2.5 games between those teams all year long. And what the Twins want to do is to make it a 3-horse race. But games like this, when the door is wide open to pick up a game on the first place team, Cleveland, are so critical with the games running out, times running out. You need to really take advantage of an opportunity like this.
Well, this is one of those games, if the Twins can pull this game out, this is one of those games where you almost feel like you're stealing.
Kanayer scoops it up and fires it back in after Ichiro's second hit of the ball game. There's our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. Ron Coomer lifting the goodies from a vending a woman back there and giving away all her stuff.
Good guy from the south side of Chicago just lifted it.
That's right. Whether it's out of a Rubbermaid container or the back of your trunk, right?
Same thing. You got a Rolex. You want a Rolex?
Here's Vitro. And strike one to Vidro. Vidro's got 3 hits, and again, he's been the hottest hitter in the league since the All-Star break, and one of the reasons Seattle has found themselves as a hot team right now. Team they've had the toughest time against this year has been the home team here. The Minnesota Twins took 5 out of 6 in Seattle.
And you look at the top 6 of their lineup. Anybody in that lineup can do a lot of damage. They're all have been around the league a long time. They know their role on the team. Ichiro gets on base, runs. Vidro can hit behind runners. He can also drive the ball out of the ballpark. You know, this is a good, solid lineup, and that's why they've stayed in this race. Even early when they struggle a little bit, they've stayed in the race.
You talked earlier about Rincon's velocity. Now, that pitch on our screen clocked at 95 miles per hour at the knees. I mean, those are the types of pitches we saw from him so regularly over the last 3 years.
Right, and all pitchers go through a little dead arm period. I remember Clemens went through it. But I really think Juan had that issue, and now it just looks like he's able to get on top of that fastball and fire it down. Now, that ball is ankle high at 92 miles an hour, and I haven't seen him throw a ball that hard, that low in a long time.
Pitchers have said this. Burke talks about this. You need to throw pitches with conviction. To do that, you need to have confidence. And how do you rebuild confidence when you miss with a pitch and it gets clobbered? You know, and that was happening on a regular basis in the middle months of the season for Rincon. If the Twins are going to get back in this race, Twins have said it all along. Juan Rincon's going to be a key guy for them. 1-2. Runner goes. Mauer throws. Safe at second. And Ichiro, who's only been caught twice, steals a base against Mauer, who was leading the league in throwout percentage at the start of the game.
Well, this base is stoled on Juan. You know, even though Juan is fairly quick to the plate, he has a fairly high leg kick. He kicks his knee up into the middle of his chest. Even though he does it pretty quick, you can't do that with a guy like Ichiro at first base. Just not gonna work.
Now Vidro with a 2-2 count.
Okay, now we're fans now, Dick.
Yeah.
Here you go. Hey.
I've resisted doing the wave since 1984. I think it's be a little foolish for me.
I'll help you out.
Yeah, okay. All right. You raise up 2 arms, one for me and one for you. And now a full count. Guillen on deck.
Big pitch right here for Juan to try to get Vidro out here. Get to 2 outs. Tough hitter. Spray the ball all over the field. He needs to make a good pitch right here.
Adam 0-2. Now it's 3-2. And a foul back. Rincon got 10 outs in his last outing. Got a big one to wrap up the 7th. Reyes and Neshek warming up in the Twins' pen.
Good time for Juan. He threw a little slider there trying to trick him. This would be a good time for that 95-mile-an-hour fastball inside.
And instead, it's off the glove of Mauer. It'll be a walk, putting Vidro aboard, but more importantly, Ichiro moving up a base on what might be ruled a pass ball.
That ball looked like it took off on Joe. I don't know. Probably a 2-seamer, but it really took off up and away. I don't know what happened, if the ball had a scuff on it or what the deal was, but you look at that ball take off out and away. Juani's fastball usually stays pretty true. Doesn't have big break on it or big cut on it. So tough play for Joe.
Where we sit, where we even look for a ruling, but that's got to be a pass ball, doesn't it?
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
Here's Guillen. And the Mariners, who've threatened all night long, have another threat going here in the 8th. And that hit Guillen, and the bases will be loaded. So Guillen's aboard, and they're loaded up for Ibanez. And all of a sudden, after the first out of the 8th inning, things have gone kaflooey for Juan Rincon.
I don't know what's happening right here, but these last 2 pitches, I don't know if he's getting around the ball or what his story is, but the last 2 pitches have exploded up and in or up and away, and I just don't understand. He just hasn't done that before.
Reyes will come in to try to get Ibanez when we come back. Straight on base, and now Reyes with tough assignment here. Bases loaded, 1 out, and he'll have to face the hottest hitter in the American League right now.
Yeah, Denny right now is put in a tough position. He's going to have to try to get a ground ball here or a strikeout. See if he can make his slider do what he usually does and get it down and away, and maybe Ibanez will hook the ground ball to second base.
Bouncer to second. Out there. And Punto cleaned out at second base. And 2 runs are going to score. Guillen with a hard slide. And he's called out. But in knocking the ball loose, 2 runs are going to score.
Gets the ground ball. Good slide by Guillen, almost out of the baseline. I mean, he really can't reach the bag. And the problem that the Twins have is Nick Punto just leaves the ball there, forgetting that there's another runner on third. And they just keep running around the bases. You got to keep playing the game. And not good.
It was Guillen with a hard slide into a Punto in the 3rd inning, and a big one here. Hard on Punto to get a force play.
You see the slide right here, and there's no mistake, and he's coming in to do a job. But now right here, Dick, that's to the point where you could almost call that a double play because he cannot reach second base. You know, and that's really borderline. I think, you know, Gardy being a middle infielder kind of lets some of that slide, understanding what goes on. But I think that's a play right there where that's really borderline, and that call, you know, could have gone either way.
Beltre takes a strike from Neshek. You can see Punto just barely had possession of the ball, if at all, to get the 1 out they got. But before the throw even got there, you could, you know, see Punto veering out of the way of the sliding runner.
Well, that was definitely set up by the slide in the 3rd inning. There is no doubt. Nicky was trying to get out of there and didn't protect the baseball. And because of the slide, 2 runs score as opposed to 1, because he just kind of quit playing the game, and you know, might have got clipped by the slide pretty good. You know, I don't know that, but unfortunately, 2 runs score.
Beltre with a runner at first and 2 away, and now 2 strikes. Driven to right field and hit well. And hit off the base of the fence. Rounding third, Ibanez will score. The pinch runner for Ibanez. And it's a 3-run 8th inning on a double by Adrian Beltre.
Just another one of those pitches where every time the Twins pitchers have left the ball out over the plate, the Mariners hitters have made them pay. And you know, the one thing about this Mariners team is when they get behind in the count, they're not afraid to go the other way. And Beltre, as strong as he is, can drive the ball out of the ballpark that way. He makes a great swing on a pitch up and out.
Here's Sexson, 16 hits for the Mariners. Low ball 1.
Richie Sexton's been one of those guys that's just killed us here in Minnesota. He's done a lot of damage when I was playing here and still doing it.
2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
Good little tight slider right there by Pat Neshek. This is definitely not a comfortable at bat for a right-hander when you face Pat.
Three and one.
See right there, you know what you look for when you see a sidearmer throwing. You look for the right-handed hitter, either his front shoulder, maybe his hip, something coming out, probably going towards the shortstop or third baseman. You see right here, if Richie can stay in there or not.
Foul down by the Twins bullpen.
Should we comment about that? Is that E10?
Ball boy had a little problem with that ball.
Tough hop.
Rick Stelmazik. I wouldn't say that was a consoling look, was it?
From Stelly?
Sexton draws a walk, and Neshek having a tough time getting the Twins off the field here in the 8th.
When you're from the east side of Chicago, I don't think they know that word.
Here is Jojima. Well, the Twins bullpen taking over the game with 2 out in the 7th, and it started out okay for the bullpen. This 8th inning's been kind of a mess. There's strike one. Rincon gave up 3 base runners. Reyes got an out on the ground ball. Jojima fouls it back, 2 strikes. And Neshek has yet to retire his first batter.
That one left Joe seeing some stars right there. Direct hit right in the mask. Joe's had a rough night so far. The ankle, now the head. Tools ignorance. That's why I went to third.
2 strikes to Jojima. And a foul straight back.
Patty Neshek, one of those guys that has come in here in a short time in the big leagues and really kind of earned his stripes around here by getting a lot of big outs this season, kind of taking over that setup role and doing a great job for the Twins. I like that he just throws a lot of strikes. When you're in that role, you need to throw a lot of strikes.
That misses. 2-2. Jojima's hit 3 ground balls and then got a base hit. He was the last man Scott Baker faced. Just a ground ball base hit, but it knocked Baker out of the game. 3-2. I beg your pardon, 2-2.
The one thing about this at bat for Jojima is when you play in Japan, there's a lot more of these sidearm pitchers that you face than you do here.
Yeah.
So if you look at his front side, you don't see him flinching and coming off the ball at all. He's accustomed to seeing this. You got a little flinch there, but still a ball.
Full count. And with 2 down, the runners will take off. And a little looper, too tall for Punto. Another run will score. And Watkins blocks the throw. And it's a 4-run inning with Beltre leaving with the crack of the bat. And a good at bat for Jojima.
Well, you just look here, and when things aren't going good, they're just not going good. That ball about hits him in the thumb, and he just fists it out over the infield and drives in a run, and it's really a good pitch. Just a little blooper over the infield.
Now the ninth man to bat, it's Jose Lopez, who got hits his first 2 times up.
You know, this is one of them stretches for the Twins where, you know, you just, little things happen and you just don't capitalize on them, and then the other team, every little thing seems like it's going against you. There's been a few bloops that scored runs today.
But to be perfectly fair, there were a lot of rockets early in the ball game, and the Mariners almost miraculously had just 3 runs on the board through 7 innings.
Well, when there's 17 hits, some balls had to be hit hard.
Yeah. And now 1-1 to Lopez. There's a Seattle team that's playing very confidently right now. And you think how close the Twins came to sweeping them a second time in Seattle. If not for Sexton's walk-off home run, the Twins might have swept the Mariners in Seattle for the second time, and that was just last week.
Your partner's back and he wants a seat. He's got a long line autograph, so you got to take care of the fans here, Bert.
And Ron Gardenhire coming out. And they're looking over into the Seattle dugout for some reason.
Well, a lot of times what's going to happen is guys are, you know, yelling out of the dugout or something and tipping pitches or tipping location. And sometimes, you know, Joe will hear that. And if you hear the same thing over and over, that's what's going to happen. You know, and a lot of times the way you take care of that is a little high and tight fastball. That usually takes care of some of that, you know, tipping pitches. So
the issue apparently is whether somebody in the Seattle dugout went down to the bullpen in an effort to stay loose, whether that was Morrow, the pitcher. Pitchers can't go down and warm up again just because an inning is long. There's a swinging strike. 2-2.
It's a good try.
I remember years ago Tim Hudson, when he was with Oakland, did that when I'm trying to think exactly what the circumstances were, but he went down to the bullpen and threw some pitches. But again, literally, we're a long ways away from whatever the dispute was. We think we're a long ways behind home plate. We're a long, long ways out here.
So this is driver 9-iron territory out here.
That's right. And it has been a long inning with a couple of pitching changes and a lot of runs up on the board for Seattle. Hunter drifting back. Ron Coomer, thank you for visiting us out here in left field. Bert Blyleven will step in, and we'll hear from you again on the post.
Thanks for letting me pinch hit, guys.
after a tough 8th inning against the Seattle Mariners. And coming up tonight after the final out, we'll bring you our post-game coverage in Quest Twins Live, including the Toyota post-game wrap. We'll look at this washout from Jared Washburn, who had a good start tonight for Seattle. And we'll also bring you reaction from the clubhouse and from Ron Gardenhire's office. And now we head back out to the two guys I always said were coming from left field. Dick Bramer, Brett Wood.
What happened? I left it was 2-0 game.
Well, we got a couple runs.
I know we did.
And we gave 4 back.
I'll tell you what, I had a good time. Met a lot of nice people, and you don't realize how intense some of these fans are when the Twins get into a little rally. I'll tell you what, they are intense.
Alexi Casilla will lead off the 8th inning. Casilla, one of the few bright spots offensively for the Twins. He's gotten a couple of hits. 2 strikes here, and it'll be Casilla, Mauer, and Hunter. And up and away the call. It's 1-2. And Casilla drives it to left. Retreating is the new left fielder Jones. He makes the catch. He pinch ran for Ibanez. 1 away in the 8th, and that'll bring up Joe Mauer.
A big reason the Mariners are where that is because of a very good bullpen. And this guy right here in his rookie season, Brandon Morrow, having a very solid year out of the bullpen. #1 pick by the Mariners in 2006, just last year, out of the University of California.
Mauer walked and scored in the 6th. And he takes low ball 1. Joe struck out in the 1st, hit a fly ball to left in the 4th, and then drew the walk. The Twins put together a rally, got a 2-out hit from Kadire to drive in a couple of runs and draw within 1. But now the Mariners with a 4-run 8th have opened it up to a 5-run lead again. It's amazing. All these teams that just a couple of years ago really struggled. And you look at what turned it around, and in every case, not in most cases, in every case, they've greatly improved their bullpen. The Tigers last year, people talk about, well, great starting pitching and the influence of Kenny Rogers, and that was all true. But the biggest reason the Tigers were where they were last year because of a tremendous bullpen. And the same thing now, I think, for Seattle.
Well, 24-7, the best winning percentage out of a bullpen in the major leagues is the Seattle Mariners. Very good ERA at 3.79. That's 5th best in the American League.
Mauer skies it, and Jones makes the catch, out number 2.
Now, while I was gone, were any balls hit in this area?
Nothing close.
Nothing close.
But there are a couple of balls like that where you, unless you sit out here, you can't fully appreciate, I don't think, what it's like for an outfielder to try to see a routine fly ball. Now, that ball was hit fairly tall, but in watching it for, a second and a half, I lost sight of it.
Yeah, it's the concentration that these outfielders have to have, especially here at the Dome, to visualize the ball and pick it up off of the pitcher's hand, going toward home plate, and then watching it come off the bat.
Two-0 count to Torrey Hunter. Of course, just to extend the thought a little bit longer, the main reason the Twins were so successful in winning the 4 division championships in 5 years, they had a lot solid bullpen. And Rincon was a big part of it. Hunter takes down and in a ball. 3-1.
Well, you look at this young man, clocked at 94-mile-an-hour fastball, that breaking ball at 85. Coming into the game, 56 strikeouts in 48 innings pitched.
Hunter draws a walk. Of course, the opposite also works. Why have the White Sox absolutely fallen off a cliff this year? Because their bullpen has been dreadful. They've had a tough time scoring runs, but the biggest culprit has been an ineffective bullpen.
I remember last year at the All-Star break, Dick, everybody was wanting to improve their bullpen. And that's exactly a big reason now, because starters go 5, 6, 7 innings and turn it over to some very good arms. Both these ball clubs have very good bullpens.
Here's Morneau, 0 for 3 on the night. driven hard to right field. A rocket hard off the fence. Hunter going to third base. Justin Morneau, I don't think, can hit a ball any harder than the one he just hit.
Wow, that ball gets some air time right there. Just get it up a little bit. It's his 29th home run. But instead, it's just a hard single for Justin. Didn't take a long to hit the baggie right here. Good solid swing. And that ball came off the baggie very quickly. Retrieved by Guillen back into the infield. And what an arm by Guillen. My goodness, you think of the right field and center field.
No.
Boy, both those guys have guns.
And they say the guy who's out here in left field now, Jones, is just a great athlete and has a lot of great tools himself. Here's Cuddyer. Drove in the 2 Twins runs with a single. Hey, where were you? Speaking of Guillen, where were you in his slide on the potential double play ball?
Well, I believe I was watching it somewhere in the stands. Is that where he went through the bag?
Well, yeah, I don't know that he went through someplace. I'm not sure he was capable of reaching the bag.
Oh, I thought he was. I believe I was here.
No, this is the second one.
Oh, the second.
He did it in the 3rd inning, and then he did it again in the messy.
Probably
8th
walking the concourse somewhere. Did he try to take Punto out?
Well, yeah, and it's it was one of those plays where the old neighborhood play is in effect both ways sometimes. Here's Cuddyer with a drive to center, hit right at Ichiro.
Ichiro did not even move.
For the 3rd out. Well hit ball. Little consolation in a 7-2 game. Jeep game reset with the Mariners in front 7-2. Hoping to win a series here in Minnesota and pay the Twins back for 2 series they lost to Minnesota in Seattle.
I'll tell you what, this is a very good Seattle ball club, showing off some power so far in the first 2 ball games. 17 hits tonight.
Matt Guerrero pitching for the Twins.
And how many times have we seen that? I mean, Matt Guerrero coming out of the bullpen. What does the offense do? Betancourt right there jumping on that first pitch. Matt coming in for the 56th time. That ERA at 1.96. He did pitch a couple innings in yesterday's ball game. Gave up a couple runs in the first inning he pitched.
Punto. Nice stretch by Morneau for the first out. Decent chance, by the way, that Jason Bartlett will be at short for tomorrow's game. He's been working out well here the last couple of games. No complications, so the Twins lineup might become more intact. Here's Ichiro. While you were gone, I blurted out something to the effect that Scott Baker giving up all those hits. He gave up just the 3 runs, and then in the 7th inning got a couple outs before he gave up a couple of hits. Now, would you call that a quality start?
I tell you what, I mean, he battled.
Right.
He battled. You know, sometimes you look at the quality starts, what they say is a quality start. Now, I know Bonser's pitched a couple times where he's pitched, you know, into the 7th inning, and he's given up 4 earned runs. To me, in some of those close ball games, that's more of a quality start than if it's a 10-3 game and you pitch 6 innings and give up 3 runs.
But with just the sheer volume of hits, I mean, Scott Baker was struggling all night long, and you know, the only number that really mattered was the 3 runs in 6 2/3 innings.
And that's all that matters. I mean, he battled here tonight, and you know what? Every time out, Matt Garza, I'm sure, learned something from last night's ball game when he faces the Mariners again, probably next year. And also here, Baker. Baker, I'm sure, has learned something from this start. He learned how to get us out of some tough situations, and he did a good job of it.
If he wasn't hitting for the other guys, he'd be a lot more fun to watch. But he is a joy to watch swing the bat. He swings it unlike anybody else. Ichiro with his 3rd hit tonight.
Well, I mean, look at him at the plate. Now, you can't teach a little leaguer to hit like this. For some reason, somehow, I mean, he has very good balance, but keeps those hands back. And just, I mean, it's like a magic wand. So much like Rod Carew. You know, as far as just hitting the ball the other way, always seems to get the good wood on that baseball. 18 hits now for the Seattle Mariners.
Baker gave up 14 hits in his 6 2/3 innings.
That's battling. I think that's the most hits he's given up in a start in his career.
1-1 to Vidro. 2-1.
Well, you mentioned last night, Dick, about this Mariner ball club, how balanced they are. You got the, you know, Ichiro on top of the lineup. You have this guy Vidro coming over from the Nationals. He has about 11 years of experience at the major league level, a 300 hitter from both sides of the plate. I mean, he's just fit in nicely in his first season. And then you have the guy Guillen on deck that's, you know, having a very solid year in his first year. So the Mariners have added some punch in their lineup.
And a chopper foul. And again, the key to any good team, any team that's going to have any success to get to the postseason or beyond, is the health of the club. And this has been a very healthy Seattle ball club so far this year. Vidro's done such a nice job filling the DH role for the Mariners, and had a so-so first half. It has been red hot in the second half. Bounces it towards short. Punto steps on the bag and fires, and an inning-ending double play. Guerrero faces just 3 men in the ninth, and we'll see what the Twins have in store for the Mariners in the bottom of the inning.
Yeah, they drew the old, let me fix this thing. There you go. You are hereby circled.
I just want you to know I had no idea. And I didn't try it, okay? But I had no idea that circling was such a complex task. Ron Coomer tried twice, and it was awful.
He messed it up.
It was awful. Jim Pellinger tried, and it was worse.
Unbelievable. You know what? I mean, that high school education that I barely got in California is paying off then.
Here's Jason Kubel against George Sherrill, and first pitch misses, ball one.
Well, Sherrill, a hard-throwing lefty out of that bullpen. He, like Morrill, having a very solid year. We'll mix in that slow curveball. The numbers, 58th appearance. Look at the ERA, even at 2. 36 innings, 39 strikeouts with only 10 walks.
Kubel lifts it down the left field line. We'll get a good look as to whether this is fair or foul. It's a foul ball, and Jones can't quite get there. Jones just kind of looks like a Mike Cameron type, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Or a Torrey Hunter type. 1-2. I mentioned Cameron first because he kind of rose to prominence with the Mariners. Became an all-star outfielder.
4 home runs in 1 game.
That's what I hear. That was our trivia question last night that neither one of us got. Well, you did eventually, right?
Yes, I did, thanks to page 80 on their media guide.
Kubel strikes out looking, and that'll bring up Tommy Watkins.
Well, Sherrill, really quite a story. George Sherrill, 30 years old. I mean, he pitched in the Independent League for 5 seasons before signing with the Mariners. Won his first major league game against the Twins back in 2004. Takes some guys a little bit longer to find it, but George Sherrill has found it now. And he's found a home in Seattle.
So extend the old saying, if you're left-handed and breathing and pitching somewhere, you've got a chance.
You've got a chance, yep.
Be in an independent league, and every once in a while somebody from an independent league will bubble to the surface here, and some of them stay for quite a while.
Yeah, he signed out of the Northern League back in 2003 by the Mariners.
2-1. And now 3-1. And a strike to fill the count. Watkins has reached a couple of times. Ron Coomer and I were talking about the difficult decision ahead for the Twins when they hopefully will activate Brian Busher. Betancourt fires across for out number 2. Might have been a foregone conclusion that Watkins would be the odd man out with the Twins adding an infielder, but I'm not sure that's going to be the case.
Well, you know what? I mean, September call-up, if they do decide to send Tommy Watkins back, I mean, he's only going to be down there for, what, maybe 9-10 days?
You know, Rochester fighting for a playoff spot, and they want to have a good roster, as representative of roster as they can, so they'll let that season play out. Here's Garrett Jones, last hope for the Twins. And a strike. And the Twins 1 out away from missing a chance to pick up a game. They'll remain 6.5 games back. 2 strikes. Ooh, close pitch. And it's 1-2.
Well, Jones in his 3rd stint with the Twins, 13 home runs, 70 RBIs in just over 100 games in Rochester.
And that wraps it up. The Mariners roll on and roll through the Twins here tonight. Final score 7-2. And we've been out here in left field mingling with the fans and munching and having a good time, and I'm not so sure that the guys in the Twins uniforms had so much a good time here tonight.
I don't think so. I want to thank the fans. I think we should. The fans here in left field, thank you very much for making us feel at home.
Thanks for making it an enjoyable night as possible. And for a preview of Quest Twins Live, let's go to Anthony LaPanta.
Thanks very much, Dick. It always feels at home out here.